shall know the truth.
And I shall know the truth.
And the truth shall set me free.
And the truth shall set me free.
And I shall know the truth.
And I shall know the truth.
And the truth shall set me free.
And the truth shall set me free.
So then faith cometh by hearing.
So then it cometh by hearing.
And hearing by your word.
And hearing by your
Faith cometh by hearing.
so then faith cometh by hearing.
And hearing by your word.
And hearing by your word.
Forever.
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 Oh
Oh Lord,
Lord, your truth is settled in my life.
forever.
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 Oh
Oh Lord,
Lord, your truth is settled in my life.
hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
That's why we shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Hallelujah. Bless your glory, Lord. We bless
your glory.
Just worship Him wherever you are, please. We bless your glory. We bless your glory. We bless your Mighty Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you. King of Mighty Father, we thank you for the things you've done, the things you're doing, and the things you're about to do for us this day. Thank you, Father, because your very spirit is going to confirm your word, is going to guide us to all truth, and our conforming, getting to the knowledge of this truth is going to set us free. Give us inheritance among them that are sanctified in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, awesome Father, because by the time we're done in your presence, we have every reason to bless your name once again. Amen. To you be all the glory, Lord, all the honor, and all the majesty. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name we worship. Amen. Let all of God's people, wherever you're hearing my voice and citing the visual, declare a loud amen. Amen. And you can follow that up and appreciate the presence of God where you are. Hallelujah. Amen. Because like we all know, the presence of God is not domicile in anybody. The scripture says we God's people were all the temple of God. That means that anywhere you are, how many where you are? Anywhere you are. As long as you're hearing the truth, as long as you're preaching the truth like me, as long as you are studying the truth, as long as you are thinking about the truth, as long as you are doing the truth, again I repeat, as long as, maybe let me use mine, you're preaching the truth like me, you are hearing the truth, you are studying the truth, you are doing the truth, you are thinking the truth, any of these five, the Holy Spirit is already there. And the presence of God is already there. In fact, let me tell you the truth, and that's the secret behind the lies of religion. You know what religion is like? Okay, let me show you. Please, once you can see what I'm sharing on the screen, please let me know. Of course, our usual foundational scripture, by now all of us, you know that is always should stay at our feet. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8, which says none of us can do anything against the truth, but for the truth. Which means that when you don't know it, whether you know it, every action we take on earth is actually specifically targeted towards the truth. That just say God's people. Yes. So the book of Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Can we see what I'm sharing on our screens, please? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. God says here, that we need for us to make it interactive. What are the first two words we see in this verse 6 of Hosea chapter 4, verse 6? My people. My people. My people. Again? My people. My people. know we feel, when we say that, we feel like as if we are politicians. But don't worry, God's people, it doesn't matter. Huh?
Yes, sir.
It says, my people. Now, this is God's talking. Now, look at that. Let's say the power of those first two words. Now, he didn't say devil's people. Did he say devil's people?
No, sir.
Did he say bad people?
No, sir.
Did he say unlearned people?
No, sir.
But he says what? His own people. He said his own people. Not somebody else's person. But his own people. And what is the next two words there? Again? He says, his people are destroyed. God's own people. Now, doesn't that sound like some of the things we've had in the prosperity gospel being in conflict with this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is it not what we have had from the prosperity gospel is that once you're saved, one forever saved, and that once you are saved, it will always be a bed of roses? Is that not what we've had?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But I want to put it to you as bona fide child of God that because you are saved, it does not mean bad things cannot happen to you. What did I just say? Now, let me maybe explain a little further so we'll be able to understand how I mean. Some people have this aspect of things happening in life, believing that, oh, once I'm saved, nothing can go wrong. Are you following me, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There are some people who believe that. Of course, because you believe something does not mean it's the truth. What did I just say, people of God? There are many things in our lives that we believe, but they are not true. Believing something does not make it so. There are people who believe that once you suffer any challenge, God is done with you. You also have people on the other divide that once you do something wrong, please listen, God is behind it. But did this scripture say that?
Yes, sir.
What did this scripture say? It said, we God's people, we are destroyed for what? For knowledge. First of all, I said, this means that it is possible for us to suffer destruction. It's very, very possible. can suffer destruction. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The second truth we see here is that we all suffer because of lack of knowledge, not lack of God and not lack of the devil. That scripture did not say we God's people are destroyed for lack of God or lack of the presence of God. It did say we are destroyed for lack of the presence of the devil. Rather, it says we God's people are destroyed for what? Lack of knowledge. And I've told us, it's not knowledge of God, it's not knowledge of the enemy. You see some people, all they are looking for, who is doing me? There's nothing like somebody is doing you. The moment you are an adult human being, you are the one doing yourself. What did I just say?
It's not like somebody is doing the moment I'm an adult.
Do you know why we think somebody is doing us, people of God?
No, sir.
You know why we think somebody is doing us is because at one time or the other in our life, maybe we had a face-off with somebody. And you know, in this part of the world, once two people fight, what do you hear? You know, go better for you. To hell with you. God punish you. Is that not what happens?
Yes, sir.
Now, what normally now happens when you hear such a thing, we now have this impression that, oh, I had a face-off with so person some days ago. And this person told me that it will not be well with me. So because of that, that is why it's now not well with me. Are you getting it now?
Yes, sir.
That's what normally happens. That's why some people in this world, all they are concerned about is knowledge of their enemy. But this scripture didn't say so. This scripture didn't say we God's people are destroyed because of presence or knowledge of the enemy. Is that what he said?
Yes,
He said lack of knowledge. Now, can we see this little chart I just drew?
Yes, sir.
Can we see it, please?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please hold on. I want to make sure the people on the web are able to get this. Hope we're still together, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want to make what I just designed. I want to make it bigger, okay? Now, if you see what I'm sharing on, and that is set of circles, I want to tell you, God's people, that whatever you're facing today, I've been able to get it on social media. Whatever you're facing today, whatever you have faced in your life before today, whatever you will face is one of these three things that is at work. Can we all see the three things on our screen?
Yes, sir.
And I use concentric circle to show you the relative power or influence between these three forms of lack of knowledge. I start first with ignorance. Ignorance is when you don't know what you are doing. You don't know the laws that is in operation. Hello, people.
Yes,
Should I shock you, people?
sir.
And please don't forget, we even had a chart of hand of ministry of the word last time around. And you will see that when you ask your question, it's very important. So feel free to ask your questions. So should I tell you this, people of God?
Yes, sir.
It will come to you as a shock. See, you can check out of this world prematurely if you do things that you don't know will make you to check out prematurely, and you do it. Hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, let me tell you, don't be deceived by religion. Don't be deceived by stupidity. Don't be deceived by ignorance. Life is about laws. I've told you, people of God, there's nothing on earth that doesn't have a reason why it happened. Because you don't know why it happened does not mean it does not have a reason. And please listen to this. Whatever you desire in your life today, there's something you have to do, or there's something somebody has to do to make that happen to you. If not, it cannot happen. Is somebody with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you another question. How all of us will be able to answer this question? Are you ready? Should I ask you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my question is very simple. That's why I say I hope everybody will be able to answer. I hope my people online, they are good.
Yes, sir.
This is my question. Who can tell me the fastest way to go to heaven?
It's been there.
Exactly. That's the answer. Let's appreciate that. That's the answer. It's to that. You are shocked. That's the fastest way. Is to die. That's the fastest way. We are really shocked. That is the fastest way. check out of this body, instant you're already with the Lord. That's the fastest way. Now, this is where I'm going. How many of us believe that God wants us to make heaven? That is his will. Yet, none of us are dead. He has not called us home. That means, people of God, listen to me. Don't let culture, I've told you those enemies that we have. Culture, tradition, religion, money, power, marriage, childbirth. Don't let all these things deceive you. Let me tell you, there is something more important than you going to heaven. And that's why God didn't kill all of us or make all of us wrong. Is you fulfilling your purpose here. That's why you are left here. That's why when Christ was going to the cross, see the prayer Christ said. He said, I don't pray that you take them out of this world. And I'm praying, leave them here, because this is where they are needed. Let me tell you,
Yes.
are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You might fall out of your seat. Are you ready to hear this?
Yes,
So here I go.
Yes.
You are not needed in heaven.
Why, sir?
Why? Why not? No, you see that many of us will believe what we cannot explain. Who told you that you are needed in heaven? Okay, tell me, what are you going to do in heaven? Tell me what you are going to go and do in heaven. At least if you believe you are needed in heaven, then there is something you want to go and be doing in heaven. Yeah.
I will be there. What?
Sit down.
To join the host of heaven and be praising the Lord every now and then.
Yes, ma'am. I will be there. What?
Grandma, they talk now. Hello, man.
Sir, yes.
Who told you that story, man?
Well, we like that there's no sorrow there.
Because he said there's no sorrow there. Is it only when you are singing you are happy?
No.
Somebody answer me now.
No, sir.
Grandma, don't let me tell them the secret. I saw the video and you were dancing yesterday, man. And you are not singing, but you are dancing. You are happy. So that means it's not only by singing you are joyful. Do you see that we all believe so many things that is not real? Because the scripture says there is no sorrow in heaven. Does that mean you are the one that will be singing? Where did you see that? Even when the scripture says our prayer rises to him like incense, it's our prayers on earth, not prayers in heaven. When you go for a game in a stadium, who is the most important individual when you go for a game? Answer now. The players. See, let me tell you, you are not needed in heaven. Each and every one of us, we are more important to God than them. That's why what they are doing in heaven is secondary to what you are supposed to be doing here. That's why the Bible calls them close witness. They are fans. In a game, in a tournament, the fans are not as important as the players, as the participants. You see why religion is evil? Religion is preparing you for something you are not created for. That is why after the second coming, we are not going to stay in heaven more than one day of God, 1,000 years. God is going to send us all out. But we are not needed in heaven. God is not bored. Let me tell you this. If a a God-fearing parent, a king or a queen, listen to me. Once your children are adults, you want them to succeed, not that you want to be seeing them. If you're a parent, when your children are adults, all you intend is to be seeing them. You are a failure. You are a witch. You are a wizard. The prayer of parents is to see their children succeed and fulfill their purpose. And let me tell you, that's how God is. Even though God enjoys our fellowship, okay, don't you fellowship with God in prayer? Somebody answer me. So why do you think He needs to see you? God is a spirit. That's why I said that I worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Do you see that many of us have wasted our water? When our loved one passed on, we are crying. When would you be crying for ourselves? That's the truth. Many of us should be crying for ourselves as I'm talking now, because you are doing nothing about why you are here. Many of us are in prison with religion. Many of us are in prison with tradition. Many of us are in prison with custom. Many of us are in prison with church membership. Many of us are in prison with marriage. Many of us, which other one did I say that day? Many of us are in prison with money. Many of us are in prison with position. They are not needed in heaven, people of God. So anything that is happening in your life, the first reason why it's happening is ignorance. Listen to me, people of God. I've explained this to you before. I'm going to share it again. Go to Acts of Apostles. You see, sometimes when people want to deceive us, that's when they will start misquoting and twist scriptures. Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I asked you a question 2 or 3 Sundays ago. You have not answered me, and you must answer before you leave today. You know my face have changed now. You know, I'm sure some of you don't even remember the question. What was the question? I told you that you must tell me one thing you need from the man. I disagree, man. Because the sisters, especially in Nigeria here, man, the way they live, the way they walk, and they were created for men. They dress up for men. They catwalk for men. Dog walk for men. Monkey jump for men. See, Grandma has confirmed it without laughter. It's true. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, there's a question.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, sir. So why we need them? Why do we serve God? Why should we serve? So far we are not needed.
God didn't create you to serve Him, sir. Genesis chapter 1 verse 20. God said, "Let us make man in our image and after and let them have what? Dominion." Please, God's people, every one of us, even if the population of the earth, as I'm talking now, is 7 billion, each of those 7 billion, there's something that's supposed to come and do here. And let me tell you, you have failed if you leave this world without doing that. That is the most important thing in your life. You hear what I've just told you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Even your children are not important. They are God's heritage. That's why be careful. Many parents, hello. Remember I told you something last week. I said this year you are going to see many things. And I said, get ready to see people have enslaved others. On top of the pastors. Followed by men in the name of husbands. After that, parents. Then after that, adult children who have enslaved their aged parents. After that, bosses. After that, rulers of countries. Many of them are going to pack up and kick the bucket. They're going to say, has already started happening. During this week that just passed, a minister slumped while preaching and gave up the ghost. We're still going to see more. And people are not still catching it. You know, some of the flock said. They said that's the best way to die. Die preaching. I said, okay, continue. When autopsy was carried out, he had high blood pressure and he was never aware. See, listen to me, people of God. Life is about laws. Life is about the truth. See, religion has finished us. That is why, hello, have I not told many of us before? Do you know many of us prefer to pray than to go? How many of you have felt bad going late to your office? Or you feel bad that you have not prayed? I'm not saying your work is your purpose. Are you with me? But if you cannot learn, if you can't follow your passion, if you are not hardworking, you will never discover your purpose. People who have discovered their purpose are people who identify their portion and who enjoy being hardworking, who enjoy challenges, who don't run away, who like to make their own money. Let me tell you this, even though money is not from God, are you with me? But if you cannot learn how to make money honestly, you will never discover your purpose. If you discover your purpose, you will make a mess of it. That's why you see pastors today, because they don't know how to make money. They were never hardworking, because they were lazy. They see the pulpit as a means to make money. And let me tell you this. There's a post, I didn't know why I missed it. I would have shared it as part of the update. You know what the person said? He says that a pastor is not about the income, it's about the outcome. That if it's about the income, forget it. And it's true. That confirms what I shared with you last week. See, how many of you have seen somebody watering a tree before? A full-blown tree. Have you ever seen it? No. You will never. But do you know people water flowers? For the water plants, the water seedlings. Let me tell you this. That is how we pastors are supposed to be. My job in your life, as long as you are following as your pastor, is to feed you, then water you till you become a tree. Now I've been telling you from day one that I won't rest on your matter until you are independent of me. When you become a tree that you don't need any water again. That's when what Christ said about you as an individual will be fulfilled. That generations, people will become and find rest under your shade. Amen. Your leaves will be a blessing to people. Your flower will be a blessing to people. Your fruit will be a blessing to people. Amen. Is that not the three? Even branches will be a blessing to people. That's what you are supposed to produce. They are supposed to be like this. You are supposed to be like this tetrahedron. This is your branch, it will be a blessing. This is your leaves, you'll be a blessing. Is that not Psalm 1? Yes. He said, blessed is the man that walketh not. He said, that is the target. So where do you ever find it? I know you are thinking about. See, listen to me. Don't let somebody be reading the scriptures for yourself. When a pastor will tell you, you know what they will tell you? He that has sown his word to you, communicate back on that person in what? In all good. Did he say in all money things? Did he say in all financial things? No, sir. But when these same pastors are preaching from Matthew chapter 5 verse 16, they say, let your light so shine, that men may see what? Your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Yes. They won't say it's money. But when it comes to the same good, they will not say it's money. Is that not theft? Do you see why Yahoo will not stop? See, let me tell you, should I tell you the truth? Yes. Be careful so that you don't miss heaven by passing judgment on an armed robber. You know why? You are not going to make heaven if you pass judgment of an armed robber, yet you are following a pastor who is an armed robber as your pastor. You know what the definition of armed robbery? When you rob with an arm robbery is not the time. Sometimes knife can be the weapon. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
There are people have robbed with arms. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
People have robbed with guns. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, people are robbing you with the Bible. They are still armed robbers. Yes. Once I rob you, people rob with fear. Don't people rob with fear? Answer me, people of God now. Don't people rob with fear?
Yes.
Men, be careful. Your days are numbered. You keep on robbing your wife with one fear. Head of the house. Head of Moron. That's true. See, you see what I'm talking about. Now I've been saying this thing. Very soon, are you with me? All those women slaves, men will be running from them. Now, it's as if it's fashionable. Do you know the definition of God-fearing woman? Now, do you know the definition? Do you know the definition, people of God?
No, sir.
When they say wife material, it's slave material.
Exactly. That's true.
No, it's true now. No, sisters. I'm talking to our married sisters now. How many of you have seen married women go on official trip when they say have children? It's always the men that go on official trip.
Yes.
Brothers, if that's your marriage, your days are numbered. Because Christ said he came to set the captive free. See, this ignorance does not. See, do you know there are people who have drank poison and they're dead, but they didn't know it was poison? This is why some people think life is. See, let me tell you, if you drank poison, and you didn't know, and you didn't die, there's a reason why you didn't die. Not as if the poison is not needed to kill you. First of all, if you're a believer, genuinely saved, the scripture says, covenant of Christ. If you are accidentally poisoned, it will not harm you. Are you with me?
Yes.
Two. Hello.
Yes.
If your mama is still on that, and your mama is a queen material, are you with me? You are not going to die. And thirdly, if you are following a faithful minister as your pastor, if you don't know that thing you are drinking, it will kill you. That's why. Not as if you can't be. That's why. Listen to me. If you see somebody being bad, don't copy them. Because you don't know the covering they have. Do you know whether you're a king or queen? They don't write it on the forehead.
That's true.
In fact, somebody who is a non-queen can be more beautiful than a queen. A non-queen might even live longer on that than a queen. What are you talking about? Who's the King of Kings? Was it not Christ?
Yes.
Was it not 33 Christ checked out?
Yes.
What about Apostle John? That's what John the Baptist. See, all these things that we think makes divinity, they don't. It's the truth that makes God. I want to show you Acts 19 verse 30. I don't want me to go there. Continue. When I suffocate you with the truth, you will have one choice. It's why, God willing, I'm going to push all of you to the edge. What did I say? I didn't say you should speak in tongues. I spoke in English. What did I say? That's not what I said. I didn't say. I said, I'm God willing. I'm going to push every one of you to the edge of the cliff. You know what that means? That you will be forced to choose. That you follow me in this truth I'm preaching and you die, and you don't follow me, you still die. Yes. You know why?
Why?
I said it. He said, if you are pursuing your life, you will still lose it. He said, but if you lose your life, for his sake, you will find it back. So both ways you are dead. This is too hard. Continue. I will only be responsible for people who are ready to die for the truth. But that's my God-given, that's my assignment. I even love this all our assignment. Do you know your assignment doesn't involve another person? Do you see when we get to heaven, when my returns come, you will see. That's what many of you that's my pastor says you. You will see that I will be rewarded because I'm blunt to tell you the truth, not that you believed me. That's what I've been telling you. When we get to heaven, it's possible the best minister, the most faithful minister, was a minister nobody ever heard of. Because people that are supposed to follow him refuse to follow him. People that are supposed to refresh his spirit refuse to do that. But don't see me. See, let me tell you, all this needing another person for you to fulfill your purpose is a sign that you have applied to join the University of Witchcraft. Remember, one of the links we shared last service talked about the happiest people on earth. First of all, are women, 2 who are unmarried, and 3 who don't have a child. Remember? But remember what I said? I said, I still believe that it's possible for a woman who is married and who has children to still be that of that group. It might not be easy, but I believe queens will follow that. You know why? Because if you are truly a queen, are you with me? You won't carry marriage on your head. You will still be as independent as if you are not married. That's the truth. See, let me tell you, people of God, anything that takes your independence away, God is not in it. What did I say?
Anything that takes my independence away, God is not in it.
You say, what is independence? When you have to consult somebody before you do what freely comes to your heart to do, you are not free. You know what I just said?
Yes.
Did I consult you before preaching this message?
Yes, sir.
You see why those pastors, they are waiting for them in their fire. Yet, they expect you to come and consult them. Did you consult them before you marry? That's why your marriage can never work. Even if you are meant to marry, for the fact you went to go and consult pastor, this is the person I want to marry, let me pray over it. Holy Spirit has left you in that marriage. Even if you were a king before, for you to make that statement, you have dropped the Casanova. And if you're a woman, your own is even worse. If you're a woman ever think it's time for me to get married, or end of year testimony, thank you, Father, for my marriage. You are not a queen, you are a disgraceful woman. Because God never mentioned. You are scared. You are you a sister? I'm talking. See, it's you people that are spoiling women. You said, hey, I'm talking to women. His brothers are looking scared. The sister said, look, all of them with wrong face. None of them is looking scared. It's you, the men, that are looking scared. Why should you be scared? When you are the one that even makes marriage. Did you ever see in the Bible, even though you were a man, you need to marry? Did you see in the Bible why an unmarried man will go to hell? See, let me tell you, the best a queen can do for you as a king, are you with me, is to help you fulfill your purpose, not make you fulfill your purpose. If you are fulfilling your purpose as a king married to a queen, it's not because you are married to a queen you are fulfilling your purpose. Are you with me? Yes, that is why God called queens best half for men, for kings. Don't you know that you are a slave if it's a woman that will make you to do something? You still don't get it. There's a difference between somebody helping you and somebody making you. See, when it comes to somebody making you to do something, Nobody should make you to do anything. Because the first thing God gave you as an adult human being is independence. See, as I'm talking today, if it's me, you are not independent or you're a slave. In fact, last year, after many years in ministry, 36 years, this year is going to be 37th. I didn't tell you, I write this word 37 years. I said I started fulfilling my purpose as an adult. And let me tell you what I told you my testimony was that I can't point to a soul who says, Pastor, I'm your slave. That's why you see me. When you rebel, I'm very happy. You know why?
Why?
Because slaves don't rebel. You still don't get it. Show me a slave that can rebel. If you see a slave rebel, the slave is no longer a slave.
So what kind of rebel?
What does it mean to rebel, sir?
Saying things that are contrary to what you have.
Yes, that, but to rebel means to say no. Okay, for example, now the question you ask, sir, is it not a sign that you are not a slave? If you're a slave, who born you? All you be doing is service.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They are very nice people now. See, one of the remember, this was, I think it was 19, I'm not sure, man. 1990, was it 1990? Sure whether my mom or Mama didn't remember. You know, we were having Christmas service. Come and see protest in the church. With the assistant pastors that are supposed to be assisting me fulfill my purpose. Guess what the process was? That how can a church, a ministry as large as then the ministry was abundant life, but it's the same ministry. How will we not have a standing choir? That was the protest. That then mentioned other ministries and churches in town who are not as populous as us, who have state-of-the-art choir. And they knew that financially the ministry was much richer than those ones. In fact, the auditorium we were using in Ibadan City then used to be known as the first church that used a wall-to-wall air-conditioned auditorium. That's it. It's on record. It was like, why don't we have Sunday choir? You can imagine how alone you can be. But you all gave me joy during the whole encounter. I was happy because I'm not pastoring slaves. I'm not sure they're getting it. They were free to say that. I'm not talking about not just the home cell group leaders. I said the 3 assistant pastors next in command. Who trust your pastor? You know what I did for them? I said, okay, you want choir? I said, you must have a choir for the next service. Then the choir must be headed by the 3 of them. Even as I said, they want choir. And now they formed themselves. After that, when I asked them, I said, are you done? They said, yes. I said, maybe the one God gave the vision. As I announced, I said, henceforth, in this way, nothing like activity will begin. No more house fellowship. No more women's ministry. No more men's ministry. In fact, the musical instruments are dash other ministries in town. And I said, until further notice, no more praise worship before the word. And I told the people, the children's church was very loud. I told the colleague of the children's church, I said, we should be showing the children cartoon. I don't want to hear any Jesus is Lord, He's a great God. I said, nothing like that. Don't worry, I'm going to drive you. Welcome to 2020.
Amen.
You see this trend, I'm going to drive all of you to the edge. dying like this, I won't even say sorry. So that you will know that the power to make you succeed is already in you from day one. It's religion, it's tradition, it's marriage, it's culture, it's money, it's power that is making you not to realize what you have on your inside. See, these three things on the left is what is holding you down: ignorance, weakness, and disobedience. But all of them are tied to lack of knowledge. Let me quickly read this out for you. Because it's something that many people think what God is saying here is not what He's saying, but I will explain it to you. I hope you are still there.
Yeah, sure.
You are thinking which bug has beaten your pastor. It's Holy Ghost bug. The truth bug. And let me tell you, you can't run away from that bug. It's going to bite all of you. It's true. But let me tell you, I'm going to dive into it now. Huh? If you are here, huh? And after today, your husband doesn't tell you that my wife has gone mad. Your wife doesn't tell you my husband has gone mad. Your children doesn't tell you, parents, that you have gone mad. I'm not your pastor. Yes. It's true. Did they tell the apostles that they were mad? They said they were crazy. See, let me tell you, we live in a world that is so alien to the truth. We sing songs, we play games, we watch films that has nothing to do with the truth. Huh? Okay, I'm not sure if some of you, in fact, your case, if you fall into this group, your case is beyond redemption. Some of you don't watch news again. Are you in that group? See, Christ will not die again because of you. But go and carry your brain from the dustbin. How can you not be listening to news? Christ listened to news. Some of the things Christ talked about, they were things that were in the news. It was not by revelation. And that is you and I, Savior. So if Christ can be watching news, it's not a sin to be listening to. I didn't say gossip. There's a difference between gossip and listening to news. News means to be aware of what is going on around you. Are you with me? But gossip is to dabble into what is not your business. Say, more example. This is how pastor dress. I'm going to start dressing like that. Gossip. Oh, did you see Madam Nenus? You are not King Nenus. Gossip. Nothing concerns you. The Bible says, mind your own business. And your number one business is your wife as a man. Oh, did you see how God the Father and God the King were sitting prim and proper? You are not their papa. You are not their mama. Wizard. Stop. You say they are your nephew. Which they have you seen their second mom from Colorado ever say, hello F and K. That's why today you are not seeing anybody, it's only me.
Yes.
And the word. And that's what you'll be seeing. Henceforth, you will now see how things will be working faster for you. Do you know why? Because that your testimony that should have come over the world you had. You know why you didn't get that testimony? Hello, Abuja brethren. You took your testimony. That's true. But now, you don't have a choice. You know, the way it is now is like you are in a prison. And all you are exposed to is the word, the preacher of the word, the asker of question, and the answer of question. The only field participant is you hearing. You see how things will work. If you have chosen me as your pastor, I say I will drive you to the cliff.
Yes, sir.
Really? You follow me, you die. You don't follow me, you still die. but that you will not be exposed to death. You will. I will even push you to the cliff. But I will tell you the truth raw. So I will there now, Acts 17 verse 30. He says, at the times of this ignorance, what happened? God winked at. But now commanded everybody everywhere to do what? To repent. Do you know how people interpret or how some pastors preach this message? Can I tell you how they preach this scripture? They give you, or you yourself, you think what he's saying is that if you do something and you are ignorant of what you are doing, okay, God will wink at you. Lie, lie, lie. See, life is about laws. If there's something like this, why would children, please listen to this, children, is it not children that mocked Elisha? Answer me.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. What happened to them? See, if your children have abused who they shouldn't abuse and nothing happened, don't tell them that they did right. You still correct them. That you don't make fun of people. You don't laugh over people's challenge. You give honor to whom honor is due. See, remember I've told you. See, I've said this. Let me say this again. Anybody that is around anybody fulfilling their purpose,
Yes.
they are the worst example to follow when they do what is wrong. Because depending on where they are in the world of somebody fulfilling their purpose, are you with me? Nothing will happen to them. But not because they didn't do wrong. That is why mercy deals with consequences of your action, not your action. The scripture says, it's of the Lord's mercy we are not consumed. He didn't say, it's of the Lord's mercy we are forgiven. Is that in the scripture?
Yes, sir.
If there's anything like this, why would Apostle Paul tell Pastor Timothy, lay hands on no man suddenly? Neither what? Be a partaker of their sin. Did he say partaker of their death or consequences? Why will Apostle Paul tell the Corinthians that he's coming to visit them? And when he comes to visit them, he's going to pray for those who have sinned and have not repented. It's only repentance that deals with sin, not mercy. And repentance is action. See, let me tell you, there are things you might have said to a woman. Please listen to me, brothers. Don't think it's gone. Because you didn't suffer the consequences. See, let me tell you this, brothers, so that you begin to watch yourself. As long as your children
Yes.
are not yet adults, and as long as their mama, even though she's not your wife, as long as their mama is a queen, are you with me? Fulfilling her purpose. There are some things you will do because you are their father that nothing will happen to you. But it's not as if your sin is forgiven. It's just the debt you will not face because the day your children. That's why you see. Go and do this research. Go and check many parents, especially men. The day they pack up and kick the bucket is the day their last born becomes an adult. Just kick the bucket and you go. What happened? All along, their sin should have checked them out. But you see, the mother of that child is a queen material. So because that child is not yet an adult, he or she still needs the father. That no matter how evil the dad is. Don't assume. In fact, let me tell you this. When you are a child of God, are you with me? And you are fulfilling your purpose, whether as a pastor or an non-leading or a flock. Are you with me? If somebody is your parent, if somebody is your child, if somebody is married to you, are you with me? You can literally kill another person and nothing will happen. But it's not as if you didn't sin. It's just because you are a child or a parent or married or related to somebody who is fulfilling his or her purpose. So this is not talking about because you don't know what you are doing. If that is it, then that is against where we are coming from. Where we are coming from said God's people are destroyed for what? Lack of knowledge. This is not talking. Times of this ignorance means when the truth in that area has not yet been preached. Because God is a just God. That's just it. But that the truth has been revealed, and the greatest truth has been revealed, and that is Christ. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm not sure you notice. Okay, you should, unless your own don't finish. You should have had the news media how the is it president or chairman was killed by the Boko Haram, even after ransom was paid. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that many people are not seeing what I saw in the old thing? But yesterday I was so happy. A Nigerian based, a minister, but based in South Africa, on his public profile, brought out exactly what my thoughts is about that. And he has the same question I keep on asking. That shouldn't it show that something is wrong with Nigerian Christianity? If there's nothing like the power that set Apostle Peter free, Apostle Paul and Silas free, I cannot set the whole chairman free. But the church has become a money church, paying ransom. Upon the ransom, is the killed. And he asked the question, he said, why would it be when the whole flock believes you can buy prosperity by tithe offering and seed? Not by your faith, not by prayer anymore. So what Pastor James says, he said, if anybody suffer affliction, pray. Did he say gives sow seed?
Yes, sir.
What do you hear today? Sow seed. Meanwhile, even when you are talking about sow, the seed should be God's word. The scripture says all of us are born again by the incorruptible seed of God's word. Not of naira and kobo. Do you know that there is, I forgot, Wuhan virus that the outbreak has happened in China?
Yes, sir.
Did you see the solution that the Chinese government is doing? Build an hospital that can accommodate all the patients in 6 days. If it's Nigeria, we'll be binding and losing. And you say we are developing. Developing in what? The only thing we develop. See, last year, we went to part of the other area council, Buhari to be precise. And this is where the national headquarters of JAMB is supposed to be. You know the sad thing about that Buhari, and if you have been there, you know what I'm talking about. There is no third road, there is no single street or road in the entire Buhari area council that doesn't have big pothole. You will think bombs were dropped. Take that as number one. No, you can't go up a kilometer, you will see potholes everywhere. Number two, if you see, hardly can you see what? The only palaces and mud houses that you see there are churches and mosques. Mansions. That's the kind of society. And we say we are God fearing. Let me tell you, once you lack these two things, God is done with you. Or rather, you are done with God. Once you don't use your brain, and once you are not free, again, once you don't use your brain at any point in time, and once you are not free, God is not in what you are doing. If God is in what you're doing, you will be free. All the people around you will be free, and you will use your brain. How all of us we have our updates by now, right?
Yes, sir.
I've started today's update review. Don't forget, nothing stops you from asking your question, please, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I hope, please, you are checking the social media. This is from a sister, and you see the sister's name. And I hope you all learn from that. Some of you think Christianity is to you to claim what doesn't belong to you. You're a thief if you do that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Some of you think God is not godly. He's demonic to claim glory that doesn't belong to you. The scripture says, give honor to whom honor is due. And why I tell you I keep on doing this is for you to be able to know that you should be married to the truth, not who is the speaker of the truth. Even if it's your enemy that is saying the truth, you should have ears for the truth. You'll be able to pick the truth. If a pastor is preaching 1% truth, 99% lies, you should be trained to see that 1% truth and pick it and throw away the 99. See the power in this sister's statement. And let me tell you, this statement is scriptural. Please go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, people of God. The book of Ecclesiastes. Chapter 3. Now, I want us to say, I love this. I'm reading from verse 1. Are we there, please?
Yes, sir.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 from verse 1. It says, to how many things?
Everything.
And in percentage, what is everything? 100%. He said, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. Under what? And what is under the heaven? Is that not the hardware?
Yes, sir.
And you're telling me that life is not about. See, let me tell you, there's a reason why you're in the situation you're in. And to get out of that situation, there must be a law you must fulfill. See it. And he said, even everybody has their own timing. Now let's read on. He said, a time to arrive and a time to check out. That's what it means, a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted. A time to do what? Kill. And a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to do what? A time to do what? Weep. You see why those prosperity preachers, they are fake. You know what they're telling you? It's gospel that you always laugh. In 2030, you shall not weep. Tell them lie, pants on fire. Why? Because God, is it not God that wrote this?
Yes, sir.
Solomon wrote this, but he said, a time to do what? Weep. Do you know what they do? They will not let you know when they are weeping. They will not give you the impression that life is about laughing. So when they give you that impression, the moment you are facing a weeping, they will now say you need to show dangerous suffering. And once you show that danger, you too will never weep. Lie. Because the reverse is also wrong. It's not also possible that you always be weeping. If you are always weeping, something is wrong with you. He said a time to mourn and a time to do what?
To dance.
To dance. You see some people, they will give you impression. Oh, you of little faith, don't answer them. They are Satan in the flesh. I've told you before, if you see a being smiling, no matter what they are doing, they are angels. If you see, you never see fight. The day God opens your eyes to see two demons fighting. Huh? And not because they are spirits already disembodied, they will hit themselves in the air. The other one, when they can't feel pain. But you never see two angels fight. They cooperate. But demons fight. In fact, it's not every fight that is divine. Sometimes two people in error will be fighting. You never see two transactional couple fight. One will carry blood, the other one will use teeth. It doesn't mean one is a queen, one is a queen. Let me tell you, one of the marks of a king walks away from any conflict. And a queen is not bothered. But what the Bible says, a woman that feared the Lord, not a woman that fears a man. That's why I say you can be a queen, married, have children, and you are still among those group of women that are happiest. Our sisters, you are with me.
Yes, sir.
Say a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Look at this last one. For all of you, he doesn't talk to me anymore. Are you here to talk to somebody? She didn't accept my prayer. Is she supposed to accept your prayer? See what he said. He said it's a time to do what? Embrace. And a time to do what? Refrain from embracing. Where did you see it in the scripture that people must greet you back? Let me tell you, it's a sign of emptiness. When people's refusal to answer your greeting gets to you, you are empty. When you fulfill of your purpose, it won't occur to you that they didn't even answer. Somebody is saying there, oh, when people are free around you, they will insult you. Is that your name? Are you the first person they will insult? Do you know how many fake currencies there? Does it change the validity of the one that is not fake?
No, sir. No, sir.
That's part of it. No same woman, yet they have ringtone for women. See, they even say different women. We can get the whole royal song.
Okay.
Transactional get the whole money song. Luminary get today, no be tomorrow. Look at verse 6. A time to do what? To get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to throw away. A time to rent, a time to sow. A time to do what?
Keep silent.
Keep silent. And a time to speak. Let me tell you this. I even like this one. Let me tell you, you are not buying. If you never talk, when you have things to say, you keep it inside you. That's what they call black hole. God doesn't work with such people. But there's a time to talk. And some of you are on the other side. you are CNN, you are BBC, you are NTA. You're always talking. Talent, talking about. You must talk. Meeting has not closed if you have not talked. Must you talk? The same way, must you not talk? Yes, this is it. Say a time. See, let me see. If I tell people that talk too much, they are better than those who don't talk at all. You know why?
Why is that?
Because those who don't talk at all, you don't know whether they have sent demons around you. See, let me tell you this. I'm very serious. So, see, no matter how much you are fulfilling your purpose, please listen to this. This is power of faith I'm sharing with you.
Yes, sir.
Another child of God that shares grace with you, if that person has more faith than you against you, whatever that person wishes will come to pass, and you can't stop it because you share grace, and that person's faith is more than you. That is why people that don't talk are wicked, because you don't know what they believe. You don't know where they stand with you. That's why many men are dead. You know why?
Why?
Because you married women that don't talk. You don't know that the woman has killed you and buried you. That's why you just wake up one day. Simple hiccups, you are gone. Because you are looking for submission. You don't know that it has been researched that one of the greatest pretenders on earth are women. There are women who are already wishing you dead, and yet they won't talk. It's in Proverbs. One of the things, 6 things that God cannot stand. You will see that a woman that has issues and will not say it. Brothers, I hope you are not deaf.
Yes, sir.
And they have fulfilled my role. I've set an example. You think, see, do you know why you prefer women that don't talk? Because you are empty. If you are a king, because queen talks, you will fall in love with women who will pull your hair and tell you don't be stupid. How many of you can your wife tell you don't be stupid? Oh yeah, one by one. Who do I start with? King Dennis, can you bear it? See, listen. I told you I'm going to dive on you to the ego. Listen, Holy Spirit is your witness. Not us here. Forget people here. They have their own. Let them not face their own. Ask yourself, can Madam pull your hair literally and say, don't be stupid or belly? And you won't feel hot. Not because you know pastor must not hear.
No? No, sir.
King Ijiki. Can Madam pull your hair and said, oh God, don't be stupid?
She will say it with mouth direct, seriously, but not to touch me. That's not what I
So if you thought you will kill her?
No, I will not. She knows now.
Because there is love will follow. Uncle Rosa,
Yes, sir.
if Auntie Rose pull your hair and said, oh God, don't be stupid.
Give me your guys.
Not your money
I
for
didn't say what she's giving you. I'm asking your reaction. See this, my brothers. I'm talking about your reaction. You are telling me what she's telling you. Did I say what she's telling you?
But I've done that several times. I didn't like. If I didn't do anything wrong, she will not do that. I have to accept that maybe what is warning me for is a mistake.
not your money for all.
Sisters,
Yes, sir.
you see the answer of the answer.
Yes, sir.
See the people you want to kill yourself over. See the people are fighting yourself. What are you doing with my husband? You see them? Simple question they can't answer. If it was you, sister, that asked this question, you will hear background noise. You'll be hearing control delete at the background. Okay? Look at verse 8. I love this one again. He said, a time to what? to love and a time
To hate.
You see, religious people, I don't hate anything, a liar. If I run away from such people, in fact, those ones who say, I don't love anybody, say they are better. That people who say, I don't hate. It's just that you should not hate people, or you should have things you should hate in your life. Number one should be lie. The second is injustice. Anybody that is full of glory, you will hate those two. Because those are the two primary natures of the devil. Lies and injustice. That's why Christ said, let your yes be yes. Do you know many of us are liars, but we don't know it. When you're a pretender, you're a liar. But pretenders don't say what they mean. And you're a worse liar. Because the part of you that matters to heaven and hell, to angels or demons, is already having an opinion. But you are not saying that opinion. I said, I'm going to drive you to the edge. You either die with me or you still die.
Which one is better?
Which one is better? I want that. My own is to drive you to the cliff. You know those cliffs that you can't but fall. Christ said it. He said the truth of God, when he falls on you, he grind you like powder. If you fall on it, you break down to pieces. So that is what I'm offering. You fall on this truth, you break. He fall on you, you are crushed. No third option. Now, why this scripture I just took us through? Now let's see Sister Lola's post here. See what she said. How you can see what I'm sharing, people of God.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It says, this is what our post said. It said there's a time for everything. But a time for being a fool is not one of them. That's why I said this statement is scriptural. I've never met this sister in person, but just contact online. Let's just appreciate her. We can clap for her. Even though no pastor can choose who they pastor, like I've told you, we're like barbers. We barb every head. In fact, online, men, maybe this you can go on this. There's a new barbing kit now for men. No matter how the shape of your head is controlled. And when I saw it, I said, this is how we pastors should do. We should be able to be skilled to barb every head that comes. If I have my way, this is the kind of women I want to be their pastor. This is the truth. This is sound mind. And you know all that we have read. Did you see a time to be foolish and a time to be smart? What does that tell you? But do you know forces that are greater than wisdom have been mentioned here? You see a time to love and a time to hate. And did you see there? But there's nothing like a time to be stupid. There's nothing like a time to be foolish. You see what I always say? That once you are foolish, God is done with you. Do you now see the reason why? I tell you my own, so some of you are laughing. You say, hey, it's not the pastor. When I'm telling you that you should be deaf and dumb and blind, you know how serious it was. That's why there's no challenge any of you can have that can be more than my own challenge. And that's why none of you have an excuse. Because if I can put myself together and start doing things with some, that's why I brought this hand of divine attribute. Look at it again. These 5 attributes, all in the cup of faith, is what makes God. Are you with me? You see, the scripture says 6 is the number of man. And because we are God's image as adult human beings, that means we too, our number is 6. Yes or no? Yes. I believe one of the reasons is this. This is God's total attribute. But one of them is wineskin. That is faith. Then the other 5 are his core attributes. From the lowest, prosperity or result of power or dunamis, to the highest, which is truth, which is your purpose. But you will notice that of all these 5, all the other 4 are feminine. They are not supposed to start with them. But only one, the middle finger, is masculine. What is the middle finger?
Wisdom.
And what do you see? What do you see in black bracket? Sound mind. You know what that means? Don't walk in truth without starting with sound mind. Don't walk in love with anybody without starting in sound mind. Don't use the grace of God on your life, your spec, without first starting with sound mind. And don't seek to prosper. Don't even pray. Don't enjoy any power that is not preceded with a sound mind. Let me tell you, that's where I made mistake. People that are privileged to be their pastor always say this, Pastor, you're an extremely nice person. But guess what? I was also extremely stupid and naive. I wasn't wicked. But let me tell you, this scripture says, see, it's only wisdom that can make you to fulfill this scripture in Ecclesiastes. It is wisdom, it is sound mind that will tell you it's time to love, it's a time to keep, withdraw. It's a time to go after somebody, it's a time not to go after. That I was going after everybody. Tom came, went after. Dick came, Harry came. I mean, they bobbed their head. No, it's true. And it cannot work that way. Don't let anybody tell you that, you have to. See, there are people you should never extend your garment of love. The scripture tells us, he said, if there's any brother who is not walking after the truth in your life, he said, withdraw from such. No matter who they are. Even if the person is your husband, even if the person is your father, even if the person is your adult children, even the person, I hope you are hearing the prayer. I didn't say underage children. Before the pastor, I have said, if you withdraw from your underage children, hello? Hello? That's, you're a witch, you're a wizard. Or let me call it the way Nigerians call it, you're a witch. You're always supposed to be there for your underage children. But your adult children, yes. There are some adult children as a parent that is going to fulfill your purpose. You must remove your hand. Because of the pathway they have decided to go. Just like an adult children, there are some times caring for your parents does not mean fellowshipping with them. There are some parents you must not fellowship with because of their stand. How you are with me, people of God. But do you know it's only sound mind that can tell you that? Love will never tell you that. Love will always be nice. I'm not sure you're getting it. Should I tell you what will shock you? Some of those people that you see beggars out, to show you how evil people are in this part of the world. Some of those beggars that you think are poor and suffering, some of them are there to use the money they collect on you to steal your honor from you. One was just arrested yesterday in one of the northern states. When they collect out, that they will now go to the imam and they will now chant a prayer on it so that the honor of the person that gave them the arms can come to them. How evil can people be? But can you blame them? When pastors too, you go to that building, you think you are going to a church building. You didn't know it's a demon-filled building. The moment either your leg touches the ground of that church, or when you collect that their offering envelope and you put your money there, you can never break even again. But you don't know. To you, it's offering time. You didn't know that they have used that your money to use against you. But let me tell you, sometimes it's not as if God. See what the scripture says in Mark 6. He said, if you touch any deadly thing, he didn't say when. There's some deadly thing that is when. And let me tell you, if you are committing suicide, and suicide is the worst of death, even God can't wake you up. Because you are the one that walked into that death. What Psalm 23 said, he said, even if I walk in the valley, he said, even if, he didn't say when you know there's a valley of shadow of death, you are going there. You are going to a church, even though it's a million thousand member. In January, they've lost a lot of members. A whole family, after the so-called service, perish in car crash. You are still going there. And you are saying God will protect you. Continue. It's your foolishness that will finish you. So do we see the merit in this sister's post?
Yes.
You must always use your sound mind. There's nothing like a time to be foolish and a time to be smart. Every time you are supposed to be smart. Are you with me? Yes. And that's why I keep on asking you. Start asking yourself this question. This thing I said, this thing I want to say, this thing I'm saying, does it make sense? This thing I'm looking at, this thing I'm thinking about, this thing I'm doing, does it make sense? Just keep on asking yourself that question. The body of Christ, we people of God, is called the pillar of truth, not pillar of love. How can you know the truth without a sound mind? Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians said, we speak wisdom among them that are mature. Is that what we call maturity today? Is it maturity, sisters? You see why you have been scammed. You know, an average sister, once they see a guy either leading praise worship or praying, if you approach them, they won't allow him to finish what he wants to say. Maybe the guy said, wants to be honest, I say, I want to rape you. They won't allow him to finish. They say, yes, sir. How can you be saying, sir, to a man who wants to marry you? You're a slave. Because he says, bow to you, doesn't mean you should say, sir. Is he not the one that wants to marry you? When you go apply for work, why do you respect the person that you are working for? Hello? Yes. Don't you respect the person you are working for? Because you are the one that went to look for the work. Yet it's the one that has to respect you. Continue. Say, hey, I've showed you. Say, people went through it that day. If you want to know the Greek word for submission, go and check James chapter 4 verse 7. Which says, submit yourself therefore to God. It's not the same Greek word you see in Ephesians 5. Abba. And you are saying, don't worry. See, when the men start dying, people will start listening to me. People will take me, say, when those pastors are packing up, you will know that God is alive and well. I hope we are still good people of God. Though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next one, this from another sister. I've not met her too. I'm guessing maybe her full name is Diola but her official name is the old Diabam. Once you are not, you are free to do whatever. See what this sister says. Is this not a confirmation of what I've been telling you, that once you are an adult, you are the one doing yourself? See this statement. Said, even if you are an adult, your role is to do what? Sister, do you now see that? What's happening? It's not yet showing. Who did you offend? But all the other people, apart from the Abuja bride, they can see what I'm sharing.
Yes, sir.
So that the Abuja people, either they repent or they reconnect. It's one of the things, either network or they are sinning. Since I've not allowed anybody to see them, and they see anybody, it's because of the online people, the people come to church, not because of pastor. Is it not showing?
Okay.
It's showing now.
You have repented now.
You have repented, and thank God you are accepted that you are the one. And look at this adult truth. Doesn't it confirm what I've been telling you? Say, if you are an adult, your role is to advise other adults. I hope sisters, you are listening.
Yes, sir.
If at all your husband had any thing to offer you is an advice, not a command. All those stupidity, foolishness in marriage, the food the man of the house doesn't eat, the wife doesn't cook, he's not hungry. What is it? Sisters, you better wake up before you waste your life. Is it God? Because He's opening His teeth, doesn't mean God is opening His teeth for you. If you see how God aches in what we call marriage in Africa, like I ask you a question, how many women that you know are working goes for duty talk? They can't. They say they will take it because everybody has believed he's the woman. Is she the one that impregnated herself? And you will see that men that will never stay at home. If it's their wife, they will stay. They will even be the one that will stay. Please go. That's meant for you. So continue. Once somebody is an adult, the only thing you can do is to advise them. And our parents, you are listening. That's why many parents, no wonder they have assumed every parent, especially the mother of witches. Because parents, once your child is an adult, you have failed as their parent if you still have to control their lives. The best is to advise them. That's why some of you find it difficult to follow me as your pastor. Do you know why? Because I don't control you. I don't hinge your decision on one cause or on one blessing. And it's so sad. Some of you don't now want to control me. It's true. That some of you, I must not make call in your presence. You must know who I'm talking with. Continue. When you start having hearing problem, don't blame me. When you start having side challenge, don't blame me. It's true. I'm not just because it's me. See, it might be your wife, it might be your husband. It might be your children, it might be your parent, it might be your neighbor, it might be your colleague. You are entering a time when you poke nose into what is not you. See, the scriptures is a book of advice. Are you with me? But people think it's a book of curses and blessings. Now, it's a book of advice. Do what the word says. It's you that will be blessed. Don't do it. You will face the music. It's a book of advice. Didn't you see in the Bible that don't be busybodies? It's all right. When Christ said, "Woe to you hypocrites," you know why? Because when you are an hypocrite, you will not know. You will get to a point in your life you will never be able to rectify your life. Because you would have lost track of where you have pretended. You cannot, you'll be able to remember where you have told the lie, when you have said no instead of saying yes. You won't remember. It's your action that destroy you. Not as if God has pronounced, "Oh, ye hypocrite, thou art cursed." That's what we think. I lie you. God never said anything like that. Are you with me? Even go and read blessings and curses of Deuteronomy 28. Go and read verse 1. How it started. He said, if you hearken and you make sure you diligently carry out the laws that is contained, say this will be the result. And from verse 14, say if you refuse, remember the refusal part of this chart. Have you seen the refusal part? Can you see the refusal? The refusal part is disobedience. Even the Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 talked about that. Does anybody see what I'm sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Whatever you are going through is either you are ignorant, but you are saying you won't suffer. Don't let anybody deceive you that God knows your heart. For where? Do you know there was a sad case? Though the guy is putting his life together. 16-year-old boy. 9 years ago in the United States. And this guy was the top of his class. These things, and please, people of God, bring up your children not to have peer pressure. This guy was top of the class. Just peer pressure of being guys done. They tried to go on carjacking. And that's how they harassed him. Because he's African American, was sent to 9 years in jail. As a 16-year-old. As a minor. See, life is about laws. Life is about loss. Because you don't know doesn't mean you won't suffer for your action. People suffer out of ignorance. People suffer out of weakness. Weakness is you know, but you are still weak not to do the wrong. You will still suffer. There are consequences. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Not to now talk of outright disobedience. There are people in this world. You just say nothing happens. See, do you know the reason why I said once me as your pastor get to that place of 100% of fulfilling my purpose, every one of you will know it. Do you know why? One of the reasons that some of you are messing up big time. But nothing will happen to you until I get there. Because I'm the one that is giving you the baton of the truth. That's what. That's how some of you will know. But that thing that you have been messed up, instanta, you see the consequence. That's what normally happens to people. You will see sometimes, especially with Mr. President and current president, the way people talk. And I asked them, said, if this man is your biological father, will you talk like that? Will you open your mouth and say such things? It's happening everywhere. Look at what is going on in the United States. When it was the other party, the same people are saying the current president has not committed a crime. They said it's a crime. People are taking life so flimsily. See, life is about loss, God's people. There's nothing you, an adult, does, even if you do it out of ignorance, even if you do it out of weakness, not to not talk of doing it outright disobedience, that you will not suffer consequence. You will suffer consequence. And this is why. See what this sister, they all said. See, your role is to advise. Your role is not to control. Do you see why those pastors are dead? Men.
Yes, sir.
Brothers.
Yes, sir.
Do you see why we are dead? Bosses, employers of labor. Politicians. Do you see now see why they're dead? Do you see parents, why they're dead? Let me tell you, as long as that other person, please listen to this. Sisters,
Yes, sir.
you will not see what is. Let me tell you why many of you sisters are not dead. Will I tell you why? Because the man in your life is more evil than you. That's just one. But not as if you are okay. As long as you are not fulfilling your purpose, you are not okay. It's only adults that fulfill their purpose that are okay with God, whether man or woman. But see, it's now worse for the men because culture tells you as a man you are in charge. You will see an average. See, let me tell you, brothers. Hello.
Amen.
If your wife at home is your prisoner, there are some women you will meet outside that you dare not talk to them anyhow. Because they are queens. Your wife, who is your slave, might be older than them. But for the fact they are queens, you can't despise them. You will chop the king. That's the truth. Somebody's asking, what if you have a faithful minister you are following as the brother? Let me tell you, if you are following somebody like me who's telling you the truth, as a man, you will never disrespect a woman. This loss is in a straight line. You cannot be following a faithful minister as he follows Christ and you will believe as a man, women are on top of you. And don't forget, even though kings are at par with queens, there's still a difference. No queen needs a king. But there's no king that doesn't need a queen. That's why you see in monarchy, whoever marries the king is called what? A queen. But whoever marries the queen, what do they call them? Prince. They don't call them king. That's to tell you, sisters, that you don't need a king to be a queen. But you brothers, you can never be full king without a queen in your life. There's nothing any of us can do about that. It's the truth. And look at this. This is that went on to explain why this. So he said, God does not control. Do you see this now? Why I said those pastors, they are waiting for them in hell. Do you know it's so bad with Christendom today? People will abuse God, abuse Christ, make fun of the Holy Spirit. You see so many jokes about tongues. Yeah. Nobody fight. Talk about their pastor, they are ready to kill you. See, if you are like that, you're a slave that you don't know. You know, slaves don't know that they are slaves. If when you see a slave, when you call them a slave, they start fighting you. And yet they are slaves. When you are under the control, see, influence is different from control. Control is direct, influence is indirect. Influence is when that traffic warden, that traffic policeman tells you to stop and you stop. It's not the one that is physically pushing your car to stop, but it's backed by the authority of the land, which you recognize. You get it? That is influence. Influence is you get things done by the grace of God on your life. But when you now, your presence, you made it like people must not have a life. Everybody must be jittery. Parents, please, let's wake up. Especially with our parents of daughters. Why should you have God's own image? Be an adult, and yet our life is to serve another image. That doesn't make sense. Why must you get saved? And your life henceforth is to serve the pastor, who is also saved. Does that make sense? Answer me now. No. See, people of God, there are some places you should not work. You go to some offices. The staff, they are slave to the boss. Do you know why we fall into this slavery thing? It's because we fail to realize that we are primarily first of us to be a slave to our purpose. It's only our purpose we should be a slave. And let me tell you, if you are not a slave to your purpose, you cannot stand up to a man, a woman. You will end up being a slave to somebody else. The only time you can get strength to look at that other adult in the eye is when you are already a slave to your own purpose. The reason why I'm bold to tell you the truth, because I'm slave to preaching this truth. That's why I count everything but loss. That's why you are my friend when you are helping me to fulfill this purpose. And you are my enemy when you are standing in my way. Because I'm a slave to my purpose. That's what is giving me strength. That's why I can pull myself together no matter how the blunder I've made in my life. That's why when you see me, you think I've not made blunders. I've told you, some of my blunders, I'm still living with it. But you will never see it. You will never see it in me. Why? Because I've chosen to be a slave to my purpose. But because you see a part of you that is a slave doesn't mean you should give it to your work or give it to another person or give it to your marriage. No. That part is for your own purpose. Even if that a person is involved, some of us, our purpose might involve people. Are you with me? And you notice that person is beginning to feel a feeling of entitlement. Cut that person off. God will raise somebody else who will come in line with that your purpose. Are you with me? Yes, sir. That is what is holding us down. Our faith as adult human, I keep on telling you, people of God, that is your greatest asset. What did I say is our greatest asset? That's your greatest asset, people of God. It's your faith that's your greatest asset. You see, don't believe. You know what? The power of what you have just said, salvation is not your greatest asset. Because by grace are we saved through faith. Yes. If you still didn't believe in the redemptive work of Christ, you won't be saved. So it's still your faith. So why would you not say your pastor is your greatest asset? Why will you now say your husband is your greatest asset? For where? There's nothing like that. Your faith is your, and God gave you that faith so that you can fulfill your purpose. That's why Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, he said, even if the vision of your purpose tarry, say wait for it. He said, because when it comes, it shall speak of itself. 37 years ago when I was going to fulfill my purpose, there was objection. Because friends and families and foes, they knew this is a solid engineer, this is a solid student, this is a solid soldier, this is a solid musician. And in the natural, it's like, oh, those are 3 words that will make a name. Let me tell you, making a name in this one is not what matters. It's making a name with him that matters. That's why when we get there, what God will say, well done, my faithful servant. Why the word servant? Because you are supposed to, we are created to be servant to our purpose. There is a reason why we are here. That is why the Lord's Prayer said that will be done where? On earth. Not in heaven, on earth. You are needed here, people. Stop singing all this heaven song. There are people dying right, left, and center because of you not fulfilling your purpose. Some of us, we have blood on our hands. It's not until you kill somebody, you have killed the person. Did you see what the Bible said? That if you have hatred for another person, you're a murderer already. That's why the pastors, you must never say amen to their prayer. Or when you say amen, you are releasing demons. Just like the minister, you must not say no to the truth. Because you are hindering the hand of God from blessing people around you. But we don't see this thing because we still don't get it. That as an individual, you are complete in Him. What did I just say, people of God?
As an individual, I'm complete in Him.
They're complete in Him. That's why this statement is scriptural. God doesn't control. It's the devil that controls. That's why you see many of us, we bring this prayer and we now turn the Holy Spirit into one possessive force. Did they tell you that the apostles, that's what they did before the Spirit filled them? Fill yourself with the truth, Holy Ghost will fill you. It's as simple as that. Because He responds to the truth. It's the feminine part of God, while truth is the masculine part of God. Let's see another one. I call this one your purpose truth. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Can we see what I'm sharing about our purpose truth?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This, in fact, I'm really happy today. Most of these are write-up is by sisters. So, sisters, do you see what I said now? If all of you around me decide not to feel, once it's the truth, angels will carry it. That people will connect with it. This is another sister. You will not pronounce it well, but the name is Komobong Etuk. And see what this sister said, very scriptural. It says, until you, as an individual, an adult, discover your own purpose where? On earth. You will waste years in somebody else's life serving that person's purpose. And let me tell you, even if the person is nice to tell you thank you, doesn't mean God will tell you thank you. God will never thank you for what He didn't send you. What did I say?
God will never thank you for what He did not send you.
Do you know why God will not do that? Because anytime you do what God didn't send you, you have empowered Satan without knowing it. If God ever said thank you to you, then Satan will get away with a lot of things. That's why God can never say thank you. That is why this sound mind is very important. Even though something is good, still ask yourself, is it mine to do it? Is it in my place? There is this African say trouble. There's a question online.
So the question says, so hello sir, what
If I choose to be indifferent to someone who intentionally hurts or annoys me, is indifference bad too? I to be indifferent.
The question online is that when somebody is evil to you or negative to you, is being indifferent to that person and the action bad? Definitely not. To me, being indifferent is one of the best things to do. Because, like I said, the scripture even encourages us that we should be careful that people don't push us to the edge. Some people will be so mean to you that if you are not careful, you can lose your own cool. And the reason why, it's not as if God doesn't want you to deal with people. But you see, when you allow their evil to govern you and make you an evil person, guess what? They have become your pastor and God. That's why I always use this illustration of integrity, that even though lion is the king of the forest, he doesn't eat grass. He would rather die than eat grass. Why? Because he's not he's a carnivore by nature, not an herbivore. So that's how we should look at ourselves. So being indifferent is definitely very scriptural. In fact, most times that's the best thing to do. Just sit down and be looking at the person. It's that person's action. Do you know why I said it sometimes? Because when you go and react, anything happens, they say you are the one that caused them. They will forget the evil they did to you. But when you didn't talk, did they accuse you?
Yeah.
I've had cases where people have attempted to physically assault me, and I didn't talk. And people sometimes think I'm guilty. Why should guilt make you? Is it when you are guilty you want to fight back? The Bible says, "Thou will keep in perfect peace, whose mind is focused on you." You are accusing me wrong. Why should I fight back? When you see the fruit, the scripture says, "Woe unto you that spoil it, for the day you cease to spoil." You'll be tired of spoiling one day. Returns will start for you. And no return is in the same measure. Return is in good measure. Press that measure. Check it. That means that when you be spoiled, it will come in good measure. Press that measure. Check it. See, if somebody, hello, people of God,
Yes.
this might sound what I'm about to say. Sometimes when somebody do you bad, pray that the person is a woman. Because their own will come faster than a man's own. Because for a man, you don't know the woman that is in his life protecting him. I'm not sure you're getting it.
Yes.
And if the thing is going too long, the person is not judging you, say, "God, where are you? Is this how we suffer in vain?" I'm not sure you're getting it. But when that person is an adult female, their power resides in them. It's not being borrowed from somewhere else. But whether the judgment of that person takes long, you just remain calm. Keep on fulfilling your purpose. Let me tell you, a purpose fulfiller is the most leader person on earth. Whether you're a brother or sister, whether you're a pastor or an handmaiden or flock, once you are fulfilling your purpose, see, that is where we are supposed to get to. That is where all of us should be, fulfilling our purpose. There might be downtown. There might be low moments. But you have the confidence that you are rising strong. Which is the confidence that is carrying me. Have I ever told you I have not made a mistake in these 37 years? Have I ever told you that?
No, sir.
I never told you that. Never told you that. But let me tell you, do you know why I'm so optimistic? Because I know I'm on the right path. It might be difficult, it might be stumpy, but it's the road to life eternal. Because that is why I'm here. That's why I'm here. So we see the truth in this, sisters. Talks about do everything to discover your purpose and fulfill your purpose. Every other thing is secondary. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, This is another write-off from that sister Deo. It's not our own sister Deo. So that's where your mind, instead of you to look at the truth, you are already a weak sister Deo. It's none of our true Deo, whether Mama Deo or Sister Deo, you say any Deo. But this is another sister Deo that Bam, okay? Focus on the truth. See this one, it says, an ideal marriage is what?
It's a blessing.
They don't want their own to show. Somebody ask a question?
Oh, I was just saying like this, but it has now shown.
Okay. Can we all see that chart, please?
Yes, sir.
Is it showing on social media? Okay. It says an ideal marriage is a blessing. Okay, you know what an ideal marriage is? A marriage between a king and queen. Why ideal? That's to tell you that there are other, now we've done the combination. There are actually 36 types of marriage. 6 times 6. Because there are 6 types of men, 6 types of women. Okay? That means that each of those 6 types of men can marry 6 types of women. Are you with me? But you see, it's only one out of that 36 that is God's kind. And once it is discovered, this is the truth. Say that marriage will be what? A blessing. It will add to you, not take away from you. And do not destroy you. Remember I said it before. Even when you're a queen that you don't need a king, if it's a king in your life, for lifting up a king, heaven will lift you up too. You too will move on in your life. But you see, you are a king, not married to a queen, or you are a queen lifting up somebody who is not a king. It will not work. Somebody will suffer. Either one or the two of you will suffer. Somebody will be held back. Somebody will be slowed down. That's why the scripture says marriage is honorable in all and the bed undefiled. But why is the bed being defiled? Why is marriage bringing dishonor? Because it's not a king marrying a queen. It's a king marrying the other 5 women. Either trying to marry domineering women, seductive women, contractors, slave women, and wounded women. Or a queen trying to lift up. Yeah, because that's what you do, sisters. You don't have the grace to marry. You only have grace to respond. You only have grace to lift up. Which is why religion and culture is terrible. Because it doesn't make men to know their wife. And it doesn't make women to know their husband. That's why many men are married but to the wrong person. But they don't know. Because they think it's the person they have sexual fellowship with. Or the person that gave birth to children for them, that is their wife. No, that is the person they handed over their life for. And women, you don't know. You don't know that person you are lifting up. That's your husband. Because you are somebody's wife doesn't mean your husband. But ideal marriage, a king has given his life to the queen is lifting up the hand of the king in turn. And once it's that kind of marriage, not another type, not any of the 35 others. You see why marriage is not working? But there are 35 wrongs there, only one. Good example. That is why it's easy to marry wrong, because you have 35 bad example, wrong example, and only one good example. I'm not sure you are getting what I'm talking about. And how many people are saying you see anybody with that one? Most people is one of the 35 they are seeing. Especially if their parents have one of the 35. The tendency is that when they marry, they want to marry. Have you not noticed that? Go and check. Men tend to marry the kind of woman their father married. That means in turn, a man tends to be like their father when it comes to marriage. But once he's a king and queen, this is what you're going to get. The marriage will add to you, not take away from you, and it won't destroy you, whether you are the man or the woman. And let me tell you, getting saved is like that. Following a faithful minister is like that. Nobody follows a faithful minister and they are not independent and they won't fulfill their purpose. They will. Because you'll be a blessing. The same way too. If you, a pastor, when you have fulfilled your purpose, realizes that it's only those who have taken you as pastor you should release your grace. They will be a blessing to you. And you see one of those titles we saw the last service. Once anything, any relationship is taken away from you, please check out. Your life is very important to God. Because you cannot fulfill your purpose when you are dead. And while you are still alive, while you are still alive, is to fulfill your purpose, not for another person. Are you with me, people of God?
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Please, sir, what Prince Harry did in leaving behind all the royalty, is that tantamount to a man giving his life for a woman?
All right. Please stay on. I want to read Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. Sorry, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. And if you don't like Old Testament, please go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 5. Or you don't like Matthew, go to Mark 10, verse 5. If you don't like Gospel or the Old Testament, please go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 32. But I'm reading the first occurrence of this scripture. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Are we all there, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Which of the update? That one's those type of analytics competition. Is it life factor? Life factor.
Yes.
So I read Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Now, I read. It says, therefore shall who? A what?
A man.
A man.
A man.
Is Prince Harry a man or a woman?
It's a man, sir.
Beautiful. Leave his father and his mother. Of course, his mom is late. But his father is who? Prince Charles.
Yeah.
Abi?
Yes, sir.
And they are all of the Buckingham Palace heritage. So in this action, has he not left his father and mother?
Yes.
Yes.
And presently, they're in Canada. And between Prince Harry and his wife, Michael, who actually grew up, who had their base and background in Canada, they were Michael. And I want you, sister, to remember that Michael was not a virgin when Prince Harry married her. For you that they have used virginity to destroy your brain. 2, she was married before. But then they have told you that you must die in that marriage because marriage, divorce is a taboo. So your parents have said, don't come back to the house. Don't worry, God willing, this year we are opening a safe shelter house.
Amen.
You won't know about it. It's the women that they are living that they will know. But it will register with the authorities. No Yeyema will come and access those women. And I can tell you that those women, very fine apartments. And there's none of the women that will be in those safe shelters that will be less than a millionaire. But they will give and make their own money. Because I'm somebody that practices what I preach. Why should you die? Cheap debt, a debt that God has no hand in. If anything is going to kill you before your time, let it be your purpose. Somebody is telling you, must not divorce. You have seen a woman who divorced. Somebody is telling you, I want to marry a rich man. Who can be richer than Prince Harry? It shows that she doesn't send. Ask yourself, sisters. You will know that you are not a queen. And if you are in market, will you ever encourage him? In fact, you are the one that would have forgotten your parents.
That's just
Your background. In the name that you marry a prince. If I any your childhood friend, you won't even be talking with them. Go and check their mind. When they brought out death, all our childhood friends were on board. When the palace wanted to say, who are they? Say, they are my friends. If they are not coming, then you won't see me. And there is no marriage without the bride. If it's Nigeria, they will say she has cooked vegetable for Prince Harry. And guess what? It's women that will accuse Market of cooking vegetable. This is the authentic vegetable. And sisters, let me tell you this. If your man cannot do what Harry did for Michael, he will do it for somebody else. That's why I keep on telling you, tell yourself the truth. The way now I tell myself the truth, the day any of you slap me spiritually, emotionally, everything, I tell myself, I'm not your pastor, and I live with it. That is how you just tell yourself, I'm not, and live with it, and move on with your life, and fulfill your purpose. So in answer to that question, you know the answer now.
yes, sir.
Because what she did, what Harry did, is it not conforming to this law of marriage? But you know why he's preparing them?
Why is that?
Because she's not total black. Sorry, they're total white. That's why it's prepared them. It's true. It is really preparing them. And see how this man, those are kings for you. When he was talking about the old encounter, he mentions his wife's name before. Say, my wife and I. But guess what? When Michael talks, he calls him Harry. He doesn't even say prince. For you to say, my husband, you're a slave. Go and do all the video, it's all online. There's nowhere that Harry talks, he says, my wife and I. But when it's our own talk, he says, Harry, not my husband. Maybe you say I'm jealous. So, who are you? Be jealous of them, Nabi. If they are preach it, then see, I'm the happiest person. We are going to see more. That's true. But darling, don't worry, you could know me. You don't have your pastor. The day I see Madam Muchetu, you call my daddy. I trust her.
That's not
You can't allowance. You can't bet name. You can't bet name. No, you are not rock of ages. See, sisters, if your husband is asking for pay, call him rock of ages.
That's the pet name.
Madam, please, from today.
No,
No,
Victor is okay.
oh, if you say it's pet name, you will see how people will look at you when somebody is calling you rock of ages. You see whether you will be promoted in your office. When you want your name, rock of ages. So I hope that has answered the question, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So it's a very, very scriptural example of how marriage should be. So sisters, please, do you know anything? Let me tell you this, sisters. Huh? Do you know that the bride's father was against their decision? Which I always say too. When you're a queen, you're also independent. Part of your trade is taking care of mom. Don't forget, not father. Any father that cannot take care of himself is on his own. That's why go and read Apostle Paul. When men become old, Apostle Paul said, go and remarry. But to the women, widows, he said they should have saved for that day. They should have enough resources so that even if their children they have, you not just those ones in the extreme circumstance that their children abandoned them and they didn't have anything the church took care of. That's how the church should do. Not nowadays. The people collect widows' mites. Now, look at people. But do you know the church didn't take care of any widower? So if the church didn't take care of widower, it's now you a woman, somebody else's daughter that wants to take care. Do you know that's what is trending now? A man will lose his life, will not be looking for daughters and to marry. He's trending so much now. And you see the bride's mother opening teeth. You have failed. Are you even sure it's not the man that killed his wife to marry your daughter? Has he taken care of his own daughter? Now you want to use your own daughter's young blood to renew their wealth. And you say you're a parent. One day you will face the maker of your daughter. Because children are God's heritage. So I hope we are okay with this, please.
Yes, sir.
I've got to rush now.
Yes, sir.
But there's a time to start and a time to end. I call this one. This one is for you, brothers. And if a brother is near you watching this, please shine torchlight into his eyes to make sure he sees this. And if you are married as a sister, every morning read this to your husband. It's also courtesy of Sister Deo Daibam. Let me read it. It says, if a woman was successful before marriage, then she should what? Be better after marriage. Don't cover her glory. That is not submission. Totally scriptural. You see that African marriage is not marriage. What you call Christian marriage is not marriage. It's prison. How many married women fulfill their purpose in Nigeria? How many Christian women fulfill their purpose? How many women still maintain their friends? Can go clubbing with their friends, their girlfriends after marriage? They will even be the one that will tell them, I'm married now, I cannot be going. Says who? They are in prison. Is he not still going with his friends to go and drink? Do you even know that? Go to the garden. There's one near here. If you have the time, wait. By 6 they have gathered. Most of the men, they are married men. With single girls, silly girls, leading with sin. Which garden have you ever gone to that you see married women with her friends? You will never find. They will even be the one that will cut off their friend. They say, I'm married, that we cannot be hanging around again. But the men now start hanging after marriage. There's one that do karasale or karaoke or whatever they call it every Thursday here. And they're all married men. You go and do your research. You hardly find single men in the gardens. It's married men. And you say they get. How many malls are owned by married women? Even if they own it before, the moment they marry, you don't hear of it again. You know how many businesses women have closed down immediately they got married? They close down their shop. If there is no time. They are telling the truth because they have the biggest baby of all. That will never grow up. Have oversized diaper. It's not a baby. It's not your babies you wake up. That it's time for school. Yes. How can you call that one an husband? You are the one waking him up. You are the one feeding him. He's a baby. That's why those commercial girls serve. have correcting for men. They call them baby. You are still calling them daddy. We can't daddy. Did you take care of your daddy? Your biological dad? Answer me, sisters.
No, sir.
So why are you calling him daddy? He's a baby. That's why I told you, go and buy tita. How many of you are bought the tita? We are in 2020. I told you in 2019. You now say I'm your pastor. Did I tell you to buy tita for your husband? How will I forget? Buy tita, buy diaper, buy this bib. Bib, you know that bib. I think you they still use bib now. Buy that bib. Sister, now you are here all married sister. Buy anytime you say, where is my food? Don't argue. Go and prepare the food. Before you will say, please sit down. Carry the bib. If he doesn't accept the bib, call me.
But like the people will not size the neck of the husband. It's for baby.
You have not seen XXL. They have XXL.
Customer size.
Even diaper. They have super size 6.
It's not okra.
See, let me tell you, it's not as if I'm insensitive here. I'm not talking about you. You are busy at work, and all. But let me tell you, no matter how busy you are you with me?
Yeah.
You won't come up and say, where's my food? The first thing, you will greet your wife and ask her how her day was. Even though you know that she's your supporter. Of course, queen supports kings. I've showed you in Proverbs 31. Queens don't demand. They generate their own money and they are ready to help. But that doesn't mean they are not they are not your slave. Even though she will make the food because you have been out since morning, your own work is more demanding than hers. But it's not as if it's her right. And you will not come home and say, where's my food? What you will come home is to appreciate them. That's what I'm talking about. And somebody said, what about women have? What? See, if you're a man, you are saddled with a domineering woman and you don't check out, you are deaf, dumb, and blind, DDB. That's true. How must you saddle your life? Withdraw your toasting. See, I told you, that's why I told you, I'm meeting a mama. Those days, Mama Dito will tell you, if a man, you are still the thing that watering you. Part of how I used to water men that time who are saddled with domineering or everywhere, I arrange correct women for them. Because they are still in watery stage. But if you have become a boki, that you are a tree, I will leave you. It's the same way I used to do for the women. When it's watering, I have the men arrested. That's why that time, in fact, there was a case after some seasons of arresting the men. This man laid down also, he started prostrating. He said, please don't let pastor know. I will never touch you. In fact, he now gave the case, please beat me back. So that it's true. Everybody should fulfill their purpose. If me, your pastor, am not standing in your way, why should you allow anybody to stand in your way? And that's what this is about. A woman should get better with marriage, just like men get better in marriage. The scripture said the two shall be one. Why should one be an obstacle? The two should move on. Their life should be better. Husband should be the number one supporter of fulfiller of dreams for their wives. Why should women are doing that? I don't need to tell you. Because if I do it that, that's the only part of the message sister will remember. I don't need to tell you, women are doing their own. It's men that are not doing. It's true. You hardly find men now that are supporting their wife to fulfill their dream. It's true. An average man. The contract that will make the woman move. The fact that it's a fellow man that wants to give the contract. This is how their neck will belong. That be what are you saying? Did she ask you what you are saying when that one that is wears suggestive clothes was with you? And you know what men will say? If their wife ever queries them, and the wife has right to query, and you are the one that want to marry her, you are the one that left your father and mother. If Michael didn't raise query, do you think they will take that decision? Sisters, did you hear that? You have a right to query. I didn't say nago. There's a difference between query and nag. When you issue query, is it not first, second, and third? But you know nag is forever. Nag is when the query turns into something. That's when you enter that's how they will be walking. Walk about. Waka. I didn't talk. That one is nagging. No queen nags their husband. Are you with me? But queens ask questions. You that you went to go and meet the one that they are tradesman because who are you? At least you see the chart on your screen. If it's transactional, the reason why you are in love with her, you are transactional. Stop blaming the woman. See, sisters, do you know why that your husband is domineering? Because you are a slave. That's why you see domineering men. They are in love with women slave. If you are lost or wounded, the reason why that man in your life is at it's because he's a seductive man. And if you're a seductive one, the reason why that man is your life is because he is wounded. And when you're a domineering one, the reason you are still together is because he is your slave. These 6 is deep collect unto deep. The other 30 combinations happen, but these are the real wife. See, any king's real wife is a queen. If a king is with any other way, it won't work. Frustration will set in. The only time that king will settle unless he changes his status. Are you with me, sisters? Do you hear what I've just said? Should I repeat that for clarity?
Yes.
If a king is married to a transactional woman or domineering woman or seductive woman or lost woman or a woman slave, he will be restless. He won't have peace. Either he changes or he goes to look for a queen. That's the only 2 ways. There is no prayer that can keep that man bound. If he's a transactional, unless the king drops in glory and become a transactional man too, he won't have rest in his soul. His soul will never have rest. There's no deliverance that can give you that rest. Because deep calleth unto deep. And that is why when you're a transactional man, even if you are blessed to be married to a queen, you never value her. Until she downgrades herself to a transactional, that's when that marriage will have peace. If not, there will always be dissatisfaction. You see the source of this is what 1 Corinthians 5 is about. This is what Apostle Paul was talking about. That when a man is a king and the woman is a queen, there will be harmony. There will never be a marital dispute. That's why start finding out who are you. Brothers, start asking yourself, am I a king? And sisters, start asking yourself, are you a queen? That's the starting point. And whatever you are, realize that while you are having issues in your marriage, is because your partner is not your compatible. And sisters, if you are the sisters here, you can't change a man. His water will always flow to his level. There's nothing you can do. Cook vegetable, lay charm, put powder. If you're a queen, unless he's a king, he will never be content with you. You know what women do? In trying to make a man to be content, they don't know they are dropping to his level. That is it. That's why you see women end up being worse in marriage. Because they have been told that it's their responsibility to keep the marriage. It's not your own, it's the man's own. And let me tell you, men move on. When you're a queen and it's not a king, he will be tired of trying to change you. You will see that you are not going to change. He's by himself, he will leave you. He's by himself, he will leave you. And go and meet his co-equal. If he's a domineering man, he will see the woman's slave. If he's a seductive man, he will be at rest with a wounded woman. If he's a lost woman, he will be at rest with a seductive woman. And if a man slave, he will meet his equal match in a domineering woman. And there will be sanity. That is why sanity does not. I've told you, sanity is a factor of faith. It's a factor that you are with your equal. That's why there's sanity. It's not righteousness. It's only one out of these 36 that is of God. Are you with me? And 5 other ones, there will be sanity. Those are the 6 that you can see peace. But the other 30, they will be quarrel. So because your marriage, you don't have quarrel, it doesn't mean both of you are king or queen. If you are in any of these and the other person is there, there will be sanity. In fact, you will be an example of good marriage. People will be copying you. That's what they want. And they say that wants to call you. Maybe you now, you are a man's slave, she's a domineering woman now. And you, your own wife is not domineering. Even if the man that's trying to copy your example is a slave like you, it won't work. That's why you see cases. Sometimes the man will say another man is their mentor. But their own marriage will not work. The way their mentor's marriage is working. You know why? Even though the men are alike, the women are not the same. You get that?
Yes.
And vice versa too. Sometimes you see a woman, another woman say, this is my mentor. And the mentor's marriage is working. But the mentee's marriage is not working. Go and research it. Even though the 2 women are alike, the men in their life are different. That's why there's crisis. So the reason why you're having crisis in your marriage today, don't assume you're a king or queen. No. It's because you are not with your match. Whether you're having crisis or not, it's not a proof that you're a king or queen. Okay? Okay, oh.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
And that leads us to the other way, because it's people has to do with king and queen. First one I'm sharing with us is about the attributes of a queen. Attributes of a queen. What we used to have before is on the right. Now the corrected version is on the left. We just go that so that out of fear, ASAP. I hope we are keeping tabs on the social media in case there are questions, please.
Yes.
Also, if there are contributions, please be noting it too, so that all the brethren can be blessed. Okay.
Sorry, sir. What I want to ask you, in that aspect of women, we know that the queens, in that aspect of the queens, the women, apart from the queen, the domineering transactional and the other women, is it their fault that they are like that, or I don't know whether I'm saying the right thing. Is it their fault that they are like that? And among all of them, apart from the queens, which of them can make heaven if he's living, if she's married? And why is it that men always look for their suitable partner? Like you said, some men will be marrying women that are not their wives until they click with that right person, which may be a domineering, a traditional or the other part of women.
Now, first of all, to the last part of the question, that why are men always looking for and they will not rest? That's what is an application for men of that scripture, that none of us can do anything against the truth. I hope sisters too, you are listening.
Yes, sir.
The water of a man will always always flow to its level. What did I say?
The water of the man always
That is why the only thing that can change in you when you carry a man on your head is the kind of woman you are. But you can never change a man that way. Okay? So the reason, sir, why that we always serve, because deep calling unto thee. That's why a king will not have rest until he's married a queen. A transactional man will not have rest until he's married a transactional woman. A man slave will not have rest until he's married a domineering woman. A lustful man will not have rest until he's married a seductive woman. A seductive man will not have rest until he marries a lustful woman. And a domineering man will never have rest, which is the African marriage, until the wife is a slave. That's what creates sanity. So it's something women cannot do. There's no man that can work against that law. Depending on who you are, you will always look for your level. And it's your level will be at home with. That's why you will see domineering men, they are ready to kill anybody who they see wants to set their wife free from the slavery. But that's the person they have locked onto. You will see seductive men. That lustful, wounded woman in their life, nobody can set her free. Because they have locked onto her. That's just how it is. That's how it is. So, then to the first question, which is now the second question. It's not the woman that makes you a king, and it's not a man that makes you a queen. That is why we are sharing update on what makes a king and the which you are seeing on the left of your screen. And go back to that update, the former update about the qualities of a queen. The number one quality which has not changed. Which has not changed is purpose fulfiller. The primary quality that makes you a queen is because you are a fulfiller of your purpose. Why you are here is more paramount to you than anything else. It's more important than having children, marry, or anything, or even a career. You went to school, you understand that you went to school, you are pursuing a career so that you can eventually discover your purpose. Okay? So the first difference you see in the old and new, the old is what is on your right, the new is what is on your left. You notice that the first difference is the second quality. Before, it used to be child first, but I changed it to child welfare. But many people are thinking that as a queen, you'll be thinking of having a child even though you didn't marry. I have to change that to child welfare. But even this child welfare is still not convenient, because I noticed that after service, the way some of us are talking, we are still talking about, okay, how you take care, as if it's all about money. So I changed it to an all-encompassing word, child interest. Let me tell you what that means, people of God. As a queen, hello, before you ever have any child, you would have thought of, is this kind of man that I want to father my child? That's where the interest starts. Even if it's adoption, is it this kind of man that I want to adopt a child for? Remember, I've told you, sisters, being a queen, there's no difference between you having a child or adopting a child. A child is a child to you. So do you now see the reason why I use the word interest now? Hello? So that's why I use the word interest. Let me tell you this. Sisters, why is the youth pastor saddled with so much tablet?
Yes.
That must have tried to. I hope you enjoyed your own service. Okay, thank you. Let's appreciate the baby's pastor or the kids' pastor. See, it's not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John they are doing. But that's how some of you will think that they are playing, they are doing their assignment, okay? And he's doing very well. As I think he's 8 now. As an 8-year-old, he's doing a good job. taking care of the 5-year-old, 3-year-old, 3-year to make sure they do their assignment. Even if the assignment is 1 + 2, it's something. So I know when they finished, I was just feeling for the guy. He was carrying 3 tablets, one on one arm, one on each finger or palms. And the adults are now looking. Continue. But thank God for the coin the young man has as a mother. He knows that if all the sisters and brethren in Abuja turn him down, his mama will not turn him down. He went to his mama, please, mommy, baby, help me remove this load. All right. And let me say this, sisters, this will shock you. Real queen, are you with me? Will fight for divorce if it will favor their children. Just like they will sacrifice to still stay with the worst of a man if it will favor their children. That's what that child interest first means. You see that it's fuller than child welfare now. That's why I changed it. So that's the first change. The second change you see that I've changed mom remembrance to mom care. Because some people, they thought mom remembrance is that wait till your mama die out of hunger. You will now be doing yearly remembrance and throwing party. That's not what mom do. It's mom care. Care now says when she's alive and well. Then apart from changing that, it now comes before your work for a woman. So, what makes a queen fulfill your purpose? You see that you sister, you don't have mama. Heaven is more secured for you because your own is just 4 qualities. Have you seen that now? But sometimes you have practical mothers. I'm not just talking about biological mother. If you have had somebody who has been there for you as a mother, are you with me? They qualify. If I should even put mom's care, there might be more than one. You understand? For example, me now, I used to have 4 moms. One of them just gone to be with the Lord late last year. And I had 2 adopted moms. So presently now I have a total of 5 moms. Okay? 3 practical ones and 2 adopted. And let me tell you, it's the 5 of them I treat as mothers. I do the same thing. I care for them. Okay? So this is your own chart. Change this to mom's care. Okay? You can put the S in bracket so that in case it is more than one mother figure. But you see, for you, a queen, that is more important than your work. Are you with me? Caring for your mom is more important than what? Your work.
Yes, sir, but I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, sir, but how I still don't understand why the position will change.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the middle finger is the one that carries the 2, one in the middle carries before and after.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm just trying to understand, do you really understand how one care will replace this hard work?
Yes, ma'am. Now, the reason for that is because of the extra angel or demon you sisters carry. First of all, all of us add the question, or should I repeat the question so that you understand the answer?
Yes, sir.
You can repeat the
Which
question.
one is yes, sir? You said to repeat the not yes, sir. Yes, sir doesn't answer the thing. The question Mama D asked is, how come the hard work and mom's care swap places when essentially the middle figure carries what is higher and what is lesser, which is why hard work was in between. But when you are hard working, when you follow your path, there is no way you won't fulfill your purpose. But the scripture says, if you are faithful in what is not your own, there is no way you won't be faithful in what is your own. That's why you saw that all the 12 apostles of Christ, they had what they were doing. They were hard-working people, including Judas. That's why the guy was a good thief. You know, because he's a thief, he knows how to balance account. That's why Jesus can put him in charge of the finances. So, but for a woman, why the swap? And I said the answer is this. And sisters, know this. This is part of why you should. You have an extra angel or demon you command. All of us, once you are an adult human being, you command angels or demons. How we are following? When you are saved, there's an angel or demon you command. Are you with me? But as a woman, you are the commander of angel or demons of family. That is why that angel or demon becomes a man's lot and the man's seed when the man comes under your umbrella. But you are the commandant of that. Which you have told women, be careful of not raising somebody else's children. They might be your biological children. But if their father, you are not their father's wife, it's his angel or demon that will be working in their lives. I hope we got that, please. Yeah. So that is the reason why. That's the reason why. And that's why you see Apostle Paul told Pastor Timothy, he said, follow the faith that is your mother, which your mother got from her own mother. That means that Pastor Timothy's mom does not disconnect the connection from her own mom. Why? Because of that extra angel, you sisters. So that is why for a queen, the place of mom's care is not the same like that of a king. Did we get that, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
that's why.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I need further clarification on what's being lost to and wounded as a man or as a woman or a man.
Lost, even though many times when we hear the word lost, we tend to think anything sexual. No. Lost is inappropriate desire. There are people who are financially lustful. There are people, maybe you call their power drunk. It's a form of lust. They lust after power when they have an inner. So that's what lust is. Now, seductive people are people who use that thing people lust for. Like they fling it in front of them so that they can control those people. The reason why that is not as bad as domineering. Domineering people, they believe they own the other person. Like a woman slave don't have life with a domineering man. A slave man doesn't have, a man slave doesn't have life with a domineering woman. But for seductive, the seductive people still will fling that area where the person is wounded. It's normally wound, it's normally hurts. Emotions that normally creates lust. That's why you will see men that maybe have been sexually abused, they tend to become abusers themselves. Because that wound was not healed. Even some women are like that. There are women who today are on the street because somebody took advantage of them. So that wound make them to have a lost problem or a seductive problem. You have people that is financial loss they have, but because they have suffered maybe extreme poverty. That's why you see some of them, they get into political posts, and the only thing they can see in public is to clear the treasury. I'm not sure they are getting it now. So that is what being lustful means. It's not necessarily support. There are sexual aspects to it, but it's not all sexual aspects. It could be financial, it could be power, it could be behavioral. But it's normally a wound that normally creates that lust or seduction. So I hope that is clear.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're welcome. So I hope we understand this update now.
Sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. So the next update, this is for you, brothers. Your own codification of what makes it. Sister, too, you need this because it's better you know who a king material is before you start lifting them up. Okay? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, you will see that there's a lot of change for you men. Men, look at it very well. Just like a queen, apart from your number one requirement that you fulfill of your purpose, what comes next for men too?
Wow.
The child interest. If you're a real king, are you with me? You will never put your life in the hand of a woman that children don't mean anything to. And let me tell you, all those other women, apart from queen, children don't mean anything to them. Transactional women, forget. They will drop the children when the transaction goes bad. Domineering women, they are all about controlling the man. They don't care the effect it will have on the children. The domineering women that will humiliate the father of their children in the children's presence. See, let me tell you, as a queen, when you have a child inside, there are some things you keep quiet. Because you know you have children who cannot understand what is going on. There are things you play along. Remember, God's people have given us that example before. How everybody can still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I've given us that example before of while growing up, me and my siblings, we never knew who our parents were talking about. They used to use name of different animals. We just believed they are lovers of animals. It was when we became adults we understood that we were talking about people. That is how a king and a queen is. So it's, brothers, I hope you are listening. If you are a king, the interest of a child, whether yours, as long as it's a child. And I have two testimonies that happened in the United States this last week, and I was proud that kings are rising. In the first one, you know, boys always like to hang out with daddy, even if they don't know or they don't have the strength to do it. Now, an average boy, once their daddy is doing something, they too want to. So they went hiking now. So there is this wild dog that is called a coyote. Just came from nowhere and grabbed this boy by. I know that's how they grab animals to choke breath out of that animal. And guess what this man did? I'll see that pursued on his feet the coyote, grabbed the coyote and beat the coyote into a coma. Even though the coyote scratched him all over, but he was able to save his son's life. As if that was not in another part of the United States. And let me tell you, the children of God in the United States, the flock who made that spirit of kingship to rise, they already have their reward. Because for that to happen twice in different parts of it, it shows that the spirit of kingship for men has risen in the United States. And anybody who is not a king, even if he's their president, he will go down. But nobody can argue with the truth. In this other one, it's actually a cheater that grabbed the girl. And kings, you know, it's double thing. Interest a child who happens to be a girl. Carry this girl and climb the tree. This father became a monkey. Went after the cheetah. And the cheetah dropped, grabbed the cheetah and flinged the cheetah. That's what you call men. There have been some cases like that even the man will pass out. But they made sure they saved. So don't let somebody deceive you, men. That is only women that have that. You are supposed to have that as a king too. That's why I said what I said before too. I will say it. As a king, you'll be ready to divorce a woman if your marriage to her is injurious to a child, you'll be ready to answer. Because the child interest comes first. So just like that, that is why, even if you have not had a child, part of what makes you to be interested in a woman is the kind of mother she will be. Just like what would make you to say yes to a man is the kind of father. I hope you are getting me, please. The second thing that has changed for you brothers as kings, the middle finger used to be wife first. That has been merged, and the reason is this: what makes you to have a wife? Wife will always be first. It's the kind of wife that is the difference for all men. Are you with me? And if it's a king, it will be a queen. And since we already have one that handles that, so the queen's need, but as a king, you will realize that you need a queen in your life. Now becomes the middle finger. And appropriately, that actually proves is a good middle finger because it will carry what is ahead. When you have a queen in your life, you will fulfill your purpose and child interest will still be first. Then the other thing, let me tell you this. When you are a king, are you with me? The only time you will care for your mom is when you have a queen in your life. If not, even if as a king you care for your mom, it will affect the care. So you see that the only difference is that for the woman is the middle finger. Yours is the low finger, mom's care. So that makes your hard work to be your own little finger. Do you not see the reason why that correct women, no matter how hardworking, no matter the position, secular position, you see the reason why family still seems to come higher. But where many women now spoil, they will now put the man higher than no. It's supposed to be child interest. Let me now bring the men and women side by side so you will see. Okay? Is that okay?
Yes,
Very
sir.
okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, this is the qualities that makes you a king as a brother and makes you a queen as a sister on the left. You are common in fulfilling of your purpose and children interest coming forth. But for you, the queen, is care of mom that comes next. But for you, is the need for a queen in your life. Are you seeing it now? That's why when men don't see, there's no way they can take care of their mom. You can't do anything. See what we think you're doing. Such men are not king. They are mommy's boy. The ones that mommy's care is higher than the need for a queen. And go and really check those ones. Any guy that is like that, guess what? They will end up marrying either seducing women or domineering women. Because right from their mama, they were already either a slave or already wounded. That's what normally happens. That's why mothers, I hope you are listening. There are some traits you should not encourage in your son. Let your son know that they are not their daddy. They are not your husband. Are you with me, mothers? Because if you encourage them, they will not grow up to be kings. They will grow up to be either a slave to a woman or a victim of a woman. Seducing women will be taking control of them or domineering. That's why you see for you, a king, the need for a queen supersedes. And sisters, mothers, if you're a queen, you'll be happy that your son has become a king. The mark that your son has become a king is that a queen will be more important in his life more than you. Is the queen, a fellow queen, your daughter as a fellow queen, that you will still be more important than the king, but not the men. Our mothers who are hearing me, please.
Yes, sir.
We need to know this so that we don't stand as obstacle to the development of our son to be kings. So when our sons are becoming younger, there are things we should start discouraging. There's a limit of attachment they should not have to you, their mother. Because a higher female is coming into their life. But not for their child. Are you with me? There is no higher male that should come into a woman's life that will have a force higher than the mother's. Are you with me?
Yes,
but for the man, it's not the same. As a mother, do you not see that our culture of believing nature is really destroying the male? That's why men are not responsible anymore. We don't have kings in our society. Either we don't have queens. Why do people think they have kings? Because they are raising the girls to be slaves. That's just why. Most of the time, the best girl out there is a wounded girl. But majority are slaves. The boys are just domineering or seducing them up and down. That's what is happening. So I hope we understand this update, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, the final update is something that is new. I've been saying it, but I purposely delayed the introduction till now. And I call it something that is for you sisters. I call it the hand of projection. I've told you sisters, the grace on you as a woman is to influence, is to project. Remember Proverbs 31. What did he say about the queen, the virtuous woman? He said her husband is known in the gates. The scripture says the wife is the glorification of her husband, the projector of her husband. When the scripture says wife, it was translated submit your, it means project your own husband. Influence your own husband. Now you will see something here. But I've been preparing your mind before today. Remember, I've always said it that the way God and man are mirror image. In the sense that God starts from the realm of the spirit to natural, we start from the realm of the natural spirit. That is how man and woman is. That's why what is highest with man is actually lowest with a woman. If you look at the types of men, apart from the kings and transactional, have you not seen that the next best for men are the slave? Have you not seen? But that is the worst of women. In that third table on your right moves. Are you seeing that? Now look at on the other side. The best of women, apart from queens and transactional women, are what? Domineering women, which happens to be the worst for men. Because they are like mirror image. That is how the level of assessment of a woman by a man works the other way around in level of projection. Are you now seeing it? Are you understanding it now? Let me start again with what you're already used to. Your real wife as a woman is the woman you have given yourself to. Okay? Not the one that has children for you. But sisters, yours is the highest projection you can give a man is when you bear children for that man. When you get pregnant for that man. Now, please listen. It doesn't mean you are his wife. But if you are his wife, that's the highest way he will be blessed. Can you, can, is that making some sense? The highest assessment for a man is that woman you give yourself to. But for you sisters, the highest projection you can give in your life is to carry a child, to bear a child, is to adopt a child for a man. For a man, the next best thing, or your next, or the side chick is that woman that you are courting. But for you, the woman, you now see the reason why the scriptures doesn't encourage women to get into any form of sexual fellowship with a man, unless the man has proven them as her own. If not, they will be wasting projection. The next after childbearing is sexual fellowship. Some women perceive this in their spirit. Some women see this in their emotion. That's why they assume it's the same for a man. That's why you see an average woman feels if they have a sexual fellowship with a man, if they are brought children for that man, they are that man's wife. No, no, no. The only thing is if he has access to you, that is a level of empowerment for him. Let me explain how it is. Are you ready to see this?
Yes, sir.
Assuming a man has given himself to you, okay? The lowest way to project him is by giving yourself to him. When you cut him, he will be more blessed than you give your life to him. When you believe in him, he will be more blessed than you cutting him. When you have sexual fellowship with him, assume you he's already made you his own. No, please understand. When you have sexual fellowship with him, it will have more impact in his blessing. And when you believe in him, and if at any point gets pregnant for him, even if you lose the pregnancy, the kind of way will be blessed. Assuming that it starts with the man. That's why where the man's assessment stop is where your own projection is. That's why the church started after Christ died and resurrected. That's why you see the scripture called every sexual fellowship of Adam and Eve. And Adam did what? Knew his wife. Now he knew when he saw the result in his life, when he saw the projection. But if you look at it, what is the greatest for a man is the least for you. That's why you are not doing a man, you are doing it the least favor when you give yourself over to him. If you meet a higher demon out there, you'll be finished. But the only thing is that effect can be after he has given himself to you. That's why if I were you sisters, don't bother by any projection until you make sure you are his wife. You know why? Because even if you bear a child for him, it won't take effect if it's another woman that has given himself over to. They're just wasting projection. That's why you see sometimes mothers' prayers don't get answered over their children. Because the father of that child didn't give himself over to them. Question, please.
The first one, sir, but there are two questions. Sir, can you explain how the hand of projection for wives apply to unmarried women? That's the first one. Second one is giving date. Giving date, childbearing is the I don't know, is the okay. Giving that childbearing is the highest protection for a man. Why do they get angry when a woman only wants them as sperm donors?
First of all, with every sense of seriousness and respect, it's sad to say we still don't understand what marriage is. When we talk marriage, we are still talking about one stupid belief that this is this person you have right to have sexual fellowship with. That is not marriage, people. That is why, sister, I keep on telling you, stop empowering somebody else's husband. Stop caring for somebody else's child. Start becoming a queen. Your husband is not that person you are sleeping with. Your husband is that man who has made his life vulnerable to you. Men will be disagreeing that they don't do that. It's a lie. Hasn't Prince Harry proven it? So if Prince Harry can do this, it's your own husband that doesn't even have 1 naira, that doesn't have a woman that has given himself to. Every man that God made, none of us is made inferior. No defect in any of us. Our brothers, we are listening. That's our brothers, stop living a lie. Learn to be honest. Learn to be honest with women in your life. Because a day is coming, all you brothers that have kept women in chain in the name of marriage, you are going to pay a price for it. Because that person you've kept as a prisoner is image and glory of God. It's going to happen. Even the women can't stop it. See, they couldn't stop you from imprisoning them. How can they stop you from you facing the music? So marriage is not this thing we think marriage is. That is why when you see the loss of marriage, say, for this cause shall the man leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. That means they already even married before anything says came in. Why? Because what makes a woman your wife, brothers, is because that is the woman you've given your life over to. Let me tell you why people don't want to believe that. I will tell you why. It's because there have been cases of kings. Are you with me?
Yes,
who made non-queens their wives. I'm sure you're getting it. At the same time, queens who are lifting up the hands of non-kings who have not made them wives. It's those two things that is skewing this interpretation. That people still think marriage is that person you have license. You don't know, can you have license to be sleeping with somebody? Did your parents have license to born you? That is why Christ tried to tell people in Matthew chapter 5 that a lot of people are already guilty of adultery because they've already desired. Christ said, he said, once you, a man desire, he didn't say a woman, once you desire a woman, he said you've already committed adultery. That's the thing. Do you know how many men does that? That is why when the woman they are married to, every sexual affair is actually a form of rape. You know why? Or you, the woman you think that is in love with you, is eating you hard because he's angry that he cannot have the woman he would have wished he had. That's meant for you. That's why he's eating you hard. That's why he's doing it with anger. Or you think he's one passion. Which kind of passion? He's reacting because he wished there's this woman he has given his life to. See, when a man gives his life to a woman, are you with me? He starts courting that woman. He believes in that woman. He will want to have sex with that woman and will want that woman to have children for him. That is it. But yours is not like that. Yours is not like that. Yours is exactly reverse. But you see, most women start with the highest. And that is why you feel born dead. Because you are created that bearing a child, adopting a child, getting pregnant for a man, are you with me? That is your highest projection of that man. I'm not sure you're getting it. So because that's how you are constructed, you now tend to believe that that man is serious with you the way your feelings is serious with him. Like, it's just your feelings. It has nothing to do with him. That's why you see some men, they get angry because, okay, what is it? What is the stress? They can't understand why you expect so much from them because they don't want you that way. See, there are many men who they just want you for sex and that's all. But because sex is the second most powerful projection, the woman feels she's in love. Let me tell you, a man starts being in love when he starts courting a woman. That's why many men, they're in love with their sisters. They're in love with their mother. They're in love with their colleagues. But because they're not slaves, both them and the colleagues they're in love with and this wife who is the slave at home, they said they have a husband. You don't. That is the real wife who is in love. He's not in love with you. You're just bearing children. He's just sleeping with you. I'm not sure if I'm making some sense. That's why to have children doesn't need you. It's just your body. It's your body. It's my body God uses to have children. That's why adopting a child for a man is the same way like getting pregnant. Because it's just body God needs, not the people. That's why God can use the body of a rapist. That's why God can use the body of a criminal. That's why God can use the body of somebody going to hell to bring any of us to this world. But you see, it's the highest projection because the way it is, the grace that is on you, sister, it's like what God says that when God uses you, there's a blessing that goes with it. So that is what definition of marriage is, people of God. How we got that? It's not all this long because you went to the registry does not mean you are married. Okay, if that's what makes marriage, how come legal court marriage have not stopped infidelity? He can't stop it. Is it court that created human being? You now invent court to regulate human being. It can't work. You say church, which kind of church? You see church in Garden of Eden. In fact, church marriage is worse than legal marriage. At least legal marriage has produced stable marriages in the sense of most marriages, the court forces them to be transactional. So the man knows his limit, the woman knows her limit. But those religious, traditional marriages, they are the worst. Do you know there was a case 2 Saturdays ago? On the night of the wedding, the wife walked in on the man and the chief bridesmaid making out. How do you explain that? Because people are saying, how could we do it? My own comment to the site, I said that is the guy's wife. But because the guy is a religious hypocrite, instead of him to tell the person was old man, see, I've seen my wife. Is your chief bridesmaid. And the wounded one too, the chief bridesmaid too, instead of being honest. But still didn't still they do it. See, let me tell you, any of these 6 combinations, are you with me? The only difference with kings and queens, kings and queens don't hurt people in connecting. They will never. But you see, transactional men slave, lustful men, seductive and domineering men. When they meet their co-equal, nothing, no magic, no vegetable can stop that affair. Their deep will always call on to deep. So I hope we got that. Now to the second aspect of that question about using a man as a donor. Hello? I've said it before. Are you with me? If you are supposed to have a child, you, the woman, don't initiate. That's why I changed it from child first to now child interest first. Are you with me? No angel of yours will work for you as a man. You just wake up, you want to have a child. If you are going to take it, it must be the man that has given his life to you that will initiate it. Are you with me? And that is why it will carry the same power as if it is you that got pregnant. I've told you of people I know, ministers, nothing was wrong biologically with them, but they understand this principle. And all their 6 children were adopted. Nothing was wrong with them. The woman just said she's not interested in going through that circle and die. That is the one, scriptural. But when you really look at it, having a child is because we think children are ours. No child is ours. God just used us to bring people to fulfill their purpose. I'm telling you the truth. If I let me tell you this, if a man can give himself over, are you with me, to a woman who is a queen, and both of them can get to that point of adopting children, there is more reward for them than to have their own children. That's the truth. Because every child belongs to God. It's a myth, it's a delusion that your own child is yours. None of our children is ours. They are God's heritage. They are God's heritage. That is why one of the best, though it has turned out to be one of the most evil things to do, but one of the best industry is to have like an orphanage to take care of abandoned children. Though in our societies, people have become so evil, they are now using those children for ritual purposes. Some give these children to pedophiles in order to make money. How evil can people be? So, to that, I'm not talking about all this, I'm not going to marry you. See, if you are not going to marry, and you say you are a queen, so why do you want to have children? The only time you cannot adopt children is if there is a case whereby somebody adopting that children, are you with me? Or adopting that child is better than that child being in an orphanage. Are you with me? And nobody has come up to, I hope you are listening, nobody has come up to ask for that child. And that one, it won't be because you are not married. It will be because of the child interest. And even if you have your own child and you see a case like that, that is best that child is adopted and nobody is coming for the adopter. Even if you have your own child, even if you say you are not having any children, you will step forward and adopt. I hope you are seeing it now. But that one has to do with child interest. Or just say, oh, you are not married, let you have a child. Let go and abort. Let you conceive. Let go and look for a donor. For what reason? That doesn't sound like a queen talking. So I hope the answer is clear, please. So I hope we are all good with our updates today.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Any question from our online brethren? Any question from them? So we are all good. So since we are all good, there's a question there.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, quickly, please.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. What of woman purpose? Is it or I don't understand.
When we talk about fulfilling our purpose, there's a reason why God created each and every one of us. For example, what we normally think is this, and please, God's people, if you are in this situation, please let us change, okay?
Yes, sir.
What we normally think is this. We normally assume that because our parents want us, okay, And we grew up seeing the love our parents have for us. We now tend to think we came here to fulfill their dreams. Lie, evil. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That is why the best way to raise up your child, please listen to me. Don't raise them up to be a doctor. Don't raise them up to be an engineer. Raise them up to become what they will love to be. See, when all of us arrive there, there's a dream we all arrive with. It's just sad that culture, tradition, upbringing, religion changed all that when we became adults. And it's not every child that will be stubborn like your pastor. At least your pastor's mom is listening. She knew that nobody was going to take music away from me. Nobody was going to take engineering away from me. I've told you my story. When I was doing the university matriculation, because a prophet told them that his medicine, when the guy has gone to do his research, when he knew that my paternal grandfather was a medical doctor, why wouldn't he prophesy his being the first son in my family? I used my 2 leg gathered money, went to the headquarters of JAMB in Lagos there to go and change it to engineering. And I refused to sit for biology exam. I wonder how I would be admitted for medicine without biology. Because I know myself, if I close my eyes, I will still pass the exam. But if I don't do it, it's difficult for spirit to come and write on my behalf. But not every child will be that strong-willed. And by the time the admission came out, it was too late. But you see, engineering there, who will stop? When in the whole of Southwest, then I had the highest. There was only 2 people nationwide that had higher than me. Which parent will stop that? I know when that prophecy will be fulfilled. So that's the best way we should bring up our children. That's what the scripture says, train up with them in the way they will go. But that's what normally gives us the impression that, oh, I'm here to fulfill my parents' dream. No. There's, in fact, if you have lost your dream, rediscover it. And why am I talking about dreams so much? Is when you pursue your dream. Please, let me tell you the truth. If I've not pursued my engineering, if I've not pursued my love for music, if I've not pursued my passion for the military, I might not be a pastor today. It's because nobody could take those 3 loves from me. Why should I tell you the ridiculous thing I used to say to keep that vision? Ask any of my siblings, they will tell you that your pastor, when I used to say I have 3 wives. One will be my band member, one will be a fellow engineer, and one will be a fellow soldier. Because in my tiny mind, it's like, okay, once I marry my 3 passions, nobody can take that 3 passions away from me. That's how I was into my passion. But guess what? If I don't tell you this, will you see any of those 3? All you are seeing, people I met who don't know my background, they say, oh, I must have read religious studies. And when I tell them that even for school side, I didn't do any CRK or IRK or FRK, foolish religious studies, I didn't do any. People can't find it. I know what find it difficult because they see the kind of passion I put into preaching. But you know what gave out to that part? Because I pursued my dreams. So we are all here for a reason. Are you with me? If you see children, some children who are into fashion, please don't discourage them. Are you with me? Still encourage them to go to school. Are you with me? Do their own work and all that. But don't kill that dream. Because you don't like tailors does not mean that's not your child's. Are you with me?
Very well.
There is no job that God is not in. The only job that God is not in is theft and being an assassin. Even being a soldier, God is behind being a soldier. But God is not behind an assassin. Sometimes you see boys who like to be firemen. Because fire brigade people say you don't know who they are, say their quarter self is not in a living condition. Because of that, you say, not under my word, we can fire, your mates are doctor, you want to become fireman. Go and read the real fire service. They employ doctors because fire service includes saving life, and you need doctors on board. In the military, there are people who are doctors because when you're on the war front, there's military medicine that you administer to soldiers on site to revive them so that they will still be able to fight despite the shrapnel in their body. So, fulfilling of our purpose is important. It means why we are here.
Yeah.
And you see the beauty of all of you that are flock or handmaiden is this. Yours is not tied to profession like my own. I'm not sure you're getting it. Now, because of time and commitment, it's difficult for me to be a practicing engineer, a practicing bishop, a practicing soldier, and still be preaching that. It will conflict. Even now, I still do 24 hours is not yet enough for me. But you see, your own, that's why to be a flock or handmaiden is better. You know why? Because you can still pursue your dream, be making money, and you are still fulfilling your purpose. I'm not sure you're getting it now. For example, now, if your purpose is engineering and you're a flock, as long as you are following a faithful minister as he follows Christ, in that your engineering, you'll be manifesting goodness and mercy to humanity. You get it now? And you'll be making money on top. You know, I can't charge you for this message because it's tied to my purpose. But your own, you can be the number one flock and still make million from your passion. You see it now? The same thing if you are not making. And when this one is so easy. Do you know why? Because you can reap in 3 ways. Because your grace is to make sure that your faithful pastor is okay. And do you know in doing that, you follow your passion, you are making your money. In making it okay, you can even set up a business. Making it okay, you are still making money. And you are fulfilling your purpose. But you see, we need to realize that we are here for a reason. But to get to that reason, start with your passion. Start with your dreams. Start with that vision that you have. Don't throw it away. It's God-given. That's why it's unique to you. If he's singing, is it not better you make money with singing than you sing in church? Did you notice even in the US, all the top musicians, they started in church. It could be dancing. You know, people have become billionaires out of dancing. It could be a juggernaut. Instead of making people to be rolling inside service, make money out of it. Package it. Do you know that years ago, if you're a commenter, your parents will almost reject you? But do you know that our parents are suggesting to their children to try comedy now? Do you know in my days, before the economic recession, nobody used to do banking and finance. All of a sudden, everybody now is reading business admin and banking and finance. In fact, if you try it in my day, you put B of the banking, the way you will get dirty slap. You tell your mate, lawyer, engineering, doctor. But now people are beginning to see that there is no profession that you cannot make it. So that's what it means, sir, about purpose fulfiller. There's a reason why you are here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir. Wow. Thank God it's been a wonderful time. So I want to encourage you, enjoy yourself. Okay, that's it. Okay, there's a link. It's solid. All right, thank you for that. Okay, let's appreciate the sister that brought my attention. We see brothers now, but no concern them. I thought it was open. Yes. Okay, it was open on Google. So this is the link that you have in your update today. So it will help also in your study. Just read out the content of the link. It's open there. Which network are you on? Which network? Don't make that one. This one. It's supposed to be the same. Okay. And that's what I. All right. The link is now opening on my system. I don't know, but please check the links in your study. And when you open the link, you will see what is there. Is a quotation that I believe is scriptural. It says you cannot treat people like garbage. Garbage is trash, dirt that you throw into the or dirty in our African language, and claim to be worshiping God at the same time. That goes with a link we had last week that talked about God is an humanist. That you cannot be saying you are serving God and you are treating people very bad.